Hello, and welcome to Natural Havoc. We are a group of Twitch streamers that tried streaming and playing Dungeons and Dragons ago. We play the 5th edition system with a load of homebrew rules thrown in. If you're new here, thank you for being here. We see you, thank you very much. We're also, we upload every video to the YouTube as well. So if you want to get caught up, or if you want to rewatch this episode because you don't quite catch it all, or you loved it so much that you decide you want to watch it again, you can go there. Well, while I'm making a fool of myself, let's go around the room and introduce who we are and who we are playing. So Tim, take it away.
Will do. Hi guys, welcome. Good to be back. I'm Tim, and I will be playing Arcturus, the big blue Vidalcan warlord. Excited for today.
Awesome, and below Tim we have Eagle. Eagle, take it away.
Play Andros, the Loxodon Rogue, and make sure you follow it. Subscribe to the YouTube. Today's sponsors, they've always been the sponsors, and so subscribe and watch all the other sessions. Really cool. Make sure you go follow the Twitters and follow the Instagrams and join us on the Discords. That way you can talk to us every day if you really want to. If you're really that cool, come talk to us on Discord at me in Discord, and yeah, awesome, wow, look at that, and Instagrams, all that stuff. Back to you, Onion.
Is he good? Oh no, yeah, I think he's okay. He'll be fine. I'm sure, yeah, he's all good. Don't worry, chat, it's all fine. But yes, thank you. And below Eagle, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. I play Maeve, a half-elf druid barbarian, and I don't feel like I need to mention the socials anymore. I think Eagle took great care of that, but yeah, go follow them anyway. And yeah, I'm excited for tonight.
And to the other side of the screen, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
Hey, I'm Agent Zeb. I play Ard, and he is a wild magic sorcerer. Human variant, so he does lovely, beautiful things.
And sometimes unplanned things that happen against his will.
Nah.
No, maybe today. We'll see. But yes, and above Zeb, we have Lan. Lan, take it away.
Hello, my name is Lan, good to be back. I will be playing, as usual, Shion, the resident Diva Warlock, who probably spent like the majority of last session moping in her room, but now she's back! Let's go!
Indeed, I'm sure herself and Arcturus will be a little more lively this session, and not taking a backseat in the bedroom, sleeping and moping about or whatever they were doing. But we will, me, hello, I'm Onion, that's right, I'm the DM. I play everything from the blades of grass, the walls, the doors, pigeons, ravens, cats, dogs, babies, granddads, you pretty much name it, I'm that. Even the wheel of a cart if they try to speak to it or animate it into a living being. But we'll see what these guys do. Yeah, and yeah, I'm the DM, or GM, depending on what sort of games you play. But yes, Ogrognak as well, I do see that hour, yes. I also play Ogrognak! We also play him, and bunch of fun. But yeah, play all the NPCs. Well, without further ado, let's make sure I've got the correct music on, because I realized the wrong one was playing. There we go, the usual one. Yes, why don't we jump into the recap for this week's session? So, the session began with the party landing on the outskirts of Zoldin, a port town of Craddock. Before venturing in, Andros decided to try and bond with Demon Tail a little more. However, while doing so, found himself having difficulty to connect. After some advice from Maeve, he began to make some headway. However, bonds will not be formed overnight. The party eventually headed towards town with their guide, Karas. They had the evening to take some time to themselves, with which Karas offered to buy them all a drink in a tavern of their choosing. The party learnt that Zoldin wasn't exactly the most exciting of places. However, it did have a very large dock, full of strange and mysterious people, with plenty of stories and rumours. Zoldin is also the home to many a tavern, with bars that suit almost every need. The party purchased rooms at the Silent Toad Inn, where Arcturus and Shion decided to spend the evening to themselves to ponder on what had happened and what was to come. The rest of them decided to head to a bar by the name of the Pit of Pints, a rough and tumble bar with a fighting pit in the centre. They purchased some drinks and spoke to a few of the locals. Tyso, a Loxodon guardsman of Zoldin, shed some light on why many of the people fight here. He informed them about the serpent that is attacking all ships trying to leave the mouth of the bay, and that the capital is trying to rally people to slay the beast and bring back proof for a hefty reward. He also spoke with Ondros at length about where he came from and where Ondros did too. Although Tyso hit a nerve with Ondros when the two began discussing their departure from their homes, and an uncomfortable silence followed as Tyso bid the party farewell. Maeve learned that the current champion of the fighting pits was a large minotaur that went by the name of the Anchor. They learned that he lost his ship almost a month ago to the beast, and now has nothing but this title to his name. Another individual took interest in the group upon hearing that Ondros was in fact from Fortis. A drow woman with an athletic build called Koilash approached the group and began asking questions. She later informed them that many people in Zoldin would love to seek revenge upon the serpent, including herself and the Anchor. The group came to the decision to ask both of them if they would be willing to join them in their efforts of slaying the serpent, to which both agreed. However, the Anchor wished to test their strengths, and Ondros, very reluctantly, accepted a fight in the pits. Ondros and the Anchor fought valiantly, both giving it their all, while still trying to entertain the crowd. However, with a little help from Maeve's healing magics and Erhard's distractions, Ondros managed to keep up with the Anchor. In the final moments of the fight, Erhard managed to cast haste upon Ondros without drawing any attention to himself, giving Ondros that slight edge to win the fight. Earning everyone's respect in the tavern, Ondros was named Champion of the Pits, and had acquired 2 seasoned sailors willing to fight the serpent in the bay. The party had a few celebratory drinks, and then headed off back to their rooms for a well-deserved rest. And that was the last session, and just before we go to the rest that you all well and truly deserve, I believe, Shion, you wish to ask Maeve for the orb, to spend the evening with the orb once more. And I assume, Maeve, you would accept this?
Yeah, I would give it.
Brilliant. And as the orb is passed into Shion's hands, and all of you rest in the same room, because you are sharing a 6-person room with Galoin as well. Shion, you in the corner tucked away, clutch onto the orb, looking into it and gazing upon it. And as you drift off into your slumber, you have flashes of the same imagery that you once saw. Those same images reminding you of the events of your father and Yuno. They go by a little bit quicker this time, and towards the end of those images, you get smaller flashes, but of a time that you don't remember. You get a flash of your mother's face, although ever so briefly, and then a flash of a younger, more athletic version of your father in his youth. And then the final flash, which is very vague, you see yourself as a baby. And as these flashes come to, you awake in the morning, still clutching the orb. You look to your arm to see if any chains have formed on your tattoo, with which there are none. And you clutch onto it a little bit tighter as you start to get more pieces of perhaps another vision. And I will say at this point, all of you awake from your night's rest, Andros, you wake up with 1 level of exhaustion due to yesterday's events and the fighting and the toll it took on your body. You are struggling this morning. But yeah, you're just very tired. You ache all over, and your muscles are in some pain as you definitely exerted a lot of strength. But you were all within the same room, and you all wake up within 5 or so minutes of one another. So I leave it to you.
I just sit up, like I'm just like rubbing my shoulder, just like I'm like in pain, but I still have a small smile on my face because I feel pretty good, even though I am hurting right now. I still feel pretty good.
Rough night, darling.
Oh, you missed quite a night. You missed an interesting one, to say the least.
Did I?
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
You're not gonna tell her? You're just gonna leave her hanging?
I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, we went to a fight club. We recruited 2 people to help us out on our potential fight against a sea serpent.
Hold on. Who says we're fighting that thing?
If we're gonna, we're preparing for the worst, right? We're preparing for the worst. But if we fight a sea serpent, we got 2 people to help us. One's a minotaur, the other is some drow lady, I guess.
Speaking of her,
Yeah.
how is she getting there?
I assume she was taking her own ship. I mean, she has money, right?
She's taking. Did anyone finalize that? Because
No,
we
we
told
might-
her that we were leaving in the morning.
We might need to ask her.
I don't know. If she's at the I don't know. Maybe we can find her. I don't know. It's
What
okay
time is it
either
now?
way.
Or maybe we leave a note with the bartender at the
Point?
pit.
It's
bar.
it's around about 9 a.m.
Mm. Yeah.
Should I run there quickly? Could she not fly with us? Or is she
Fly-
hopping on a
fly on
boat
what?
with a yanker? Oh, I don't know. Like, she's only small.
Right. I'm sure she will go with the anchor. They're friends. They knew each other beforehand. I'm sure they
They're
can go
friends.
together, and I'm sure they are. They've been hanging out in
Okay,
that
well,
bar.
maybe
probably for
let's
the-
get confirmation on that.
Sure,
That
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going
yeah.
together.
Nah.
Yeah, we could do that.
I will go with Maeve if she. Like, I will go with you if you want to go.
Okay, yeah, I'm going. I guess I'll go to the pub.
We all
Tavern?
just go. We all gotta
Well,
leave anyway.
As you leave the room and start walking out, and a few of you are talking as you're bailing out of the room, you do see that the receptionist who is stood in the Silent Toad Inn's lobby. He sees you and he says, "Hello there. I have a message for you. I believe it's from the Pit of Pints. The owner has requested that a Erhard is to collect his winnings from the day's events, as well as a Gloin. Gloin?
Yes.
Yes. The pair of you have winnings to collect. There, it's all counted up and ready for you, as well as another message for an Andros and Co. A Koilash wishes to speak with you, also within the Pit of Pints.
Great. I guess we're
Well,
all
I guess
going
we're
there
all
now.
going.
Yeah.
Yay, family trip.
Yeah.
Shion, Arcturus, you want to join us?
Why not? I want to see where Andros got his back cracked so badly.
You'll
He
be
got quite
surprised.
beaten up, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised who actually won that fight, by the way. Not gonna
By a sliver.
buy no, more than a sliver. I had to make it fun for the crowd, right? I mean, that's the whole point of a fight club.
We're not gonna
Maeve,
mention
are we gonna
Erhard
help him
and-
next time?
What?
Maeve, are we gonna help him next time?
We're not gonna mention that, are we?
Okay.
Listen, just know it was a unfair fight to begin with. We just made it fair. We made it a more even fight.
A fair fight would have had him have 2 healing spells and haste too.
No. That dude was already 9 foot tall and he was hitting me like a truck. I needed any help I could have got in that fight. I don't know. You felt
Since
him
when?
hit you.
Since
he
when
picked
does
me
height
up
matter?
and threw
But
me
you
at a
don't-
wall, Maeve. I don't know if you saw me. I was getting manhandled in that.
And what
place.
do we do?
Yes, we
You
saw,
helped
and
me
that's
like
why
I
we
should
helped.
have done.
Maybe
No.
tr-
That's not what I mean. I mean, how do we fight people? We do
I
the
hope
same
y'all
shit.
wouldn't go in the pit like that and fight him. Y'all would have. Imagine Erhard got in the pit with him.
Why would I get in the pit with him? He would
Exactly,
probably
you
not have
didn't go in the
gotten
pit.
into the pit with me
Who was
because
in
I'm
the
like a
pit?
handkerchief.
Who was the one actually getting beaten up?
I look at Arcturus
You said yes.
and like,
We needed the help, do we not? I mean, what if we had to go fight the sea serpent? He
Shion,
knows
Okay,
probably
but
more about it
you-
than we.
Shion,
What you
did
could've
I hear
said-
correctly that he cheated his way in the pit?
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
it
go.
sound-
I'm not listening to this. And I
certainly sounds like it. Way to go, Andros. That's exactly how I would do it.
didn't
Actually-
want to cheat. He was big and he was hitting me like a truck. That dude picked me up and threw me at a wall. What was I gonna do?
So
the
did you
way-
at least win like a fabulous chest of gemstones or whatever?
Well, Erhard might have.
I gotten myself. Well, I guess I'm gonna share all of it.
So you cheated, and then you bet basically on. Oh, well done. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you basically bet on yourself. Well,
He actually won something much more impressive, Shion. He won unlimited drinks until he loses the title of champion in that tavern.
That's great. You know, if we walk in that tavern, someone challenged me to a fight, I have to go fight them, right? To keep the title.
no. If they're clever, they challenge you to a drink.
But Andros,
Unless you have some good, I can drink a lot.
haven't you thought about this? If you don't show up at all, they can't challenge you and you will remain the champion.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't know. I don't know how this whole title thing works. Honestly, I didn't even want to win the title. I just wanted to get the dude to help us with this potential serpent issue. And I did that, right? And it was a mission accomplished, okay? That's the important part of this, okay?
I'm proud of you.
And
All
the
of
important
you.
part, though, Andros, you're welcome.
Right. You know what? I like to think that we're even for the amount of times I've stood in front of stuff for you and taking some hits for you, okay? I think we're even at this point. I think the only person I would actually have to owe in this party at this point is Maeve. Because Maeve has taken a lot of hits for me at this point, and on top of that has done what she did last night. I think she's the only person I'm in any debt to in this party. You, I think we're just even. We're just, playing
Let's
across
not
the
be
board.
in debt to each other if we're a group.
I would agree with that, but I'm also good with Andros getting off my back.
Off your back? What off your back?
You always go on about how, like,
When you hide in corners? Yes, that's what we're going on about.
yeah, because I'm squishy.
He's
Can we
not
just
wrong,
go,
you know.
let's just go to the bar. Let's get the money. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the capital, whatever. I am too sore for this today, and
Go on,
I
let's go.
can't be bothered to have to do any crazy stuff, okay?
You guys eventually arrive at the Pit of Pints, and as you walk up to it, you can see the silhouette of a black hole on the side of the building, with the wooden hand smashing through it, holding a pint glass. And as you walk on up, you see it's very empty, very, very quiet and empty. And as you walk on up and push open the saloon-like doors and step on inside, again you are greeted with the smell of ales and like rustic furniture, sweat and blood as you step in through these doors. And adorning on all the walls, you see various paraphernalia of like ships, flags, bells, like a broken ship's wheel hanging off the wall which people spin on, and all sorts of things in there. And in the center, you see this 15-foot pit made completely of like stone, at the bottom filled with sand, with this wooden makeshift barrier around with a ladder going down. And as you step on in, You see off into the corner by the fireplace, the drow woman sat down meditating before the fireplace. And you also see behind the bar the half-orc gentleman who seems to be stacking bottles and just preparing for the morning. And as he turns around, he looks at you all, he says, "Ha ha! Welcome in, champion! What will it be?"
Water, please.
Oh, very well. And he walks over to a tap, which he pours the water and puts it on the table. Erhard, Galoin, here are your winnings. Erhard, you are presented with 3,300 gold total, which is your return and winnings. And Galoin is presented with 300 gold. Which is 200 gold and 500 gold, which is 200 gold of what he put in and 300 gold of his winnings as he scoops it into his bag. And as you are both there, the gentleman behind the bar turns to you, Andros, as he says, "The anchor wishes to inform you that he has prepared for a tugboat to take him to the capital. I believe Koilash as well," and he gestures to Koilash by the fireplace, "will be accompanying him."
Cool. Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It will take roughly a day's travel, you see.
Well, we have time. Or at least some sort of time. So, yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
How's the champion feeling this morning?
Fresh. Great and amazing today.
Good.
Yeah, that's
Are
what
you
it
sticking
is.
around to take on any more contenders?
No, we have business in the capital, actually. We have business with the head honchos, I guess is what they would call them over there, and maybe a sea serpent as well to follow after. But, you know,
Oh!
yeah.
Taking the pit to the mouth of the bay, I see. Good call.
Yeah, you know, gotta do what you can, you know.
Well, if you manage to get a trinket from this beast that you're going to slay, bring it along. I'll mount it on the wall.
Right, yeah, I'll remember that. Yeah.
Oh, and if you don't return within 7 days, your title will be given to somebody else via a tournament held by other pit fighters. Just so you know.
I
Oh,
wouldn't-
and here, sign this rock. And he gives you a carving, like a wooden stick with like a stone on the end of it. Carve your name and any sort of signature you wish into this rock, please.
Okay, thank you. And I'll start going away at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just
Yeah,
put
sure.
I'll put the Iron Vortex Andros. And
Okay.
I'll sign it at the bottom.
Not a problem. And once you're finished, he takes your rock. He like wipes the front of it to make it look a little cleaner, as there's some like residue of the dust from the rock. And he reaches up to a top shelf which has a plaque above it that says champion. And he pulls down the anchors and puts him on a lower shelf and puts up Andros on top of the champion plinth. Well, there you go. Official title earned.
Great. Yes, that's very nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Any of you care for a drink? What would you like?
Just a pint.
Amber ale?
Yeah.
2 silver, please.
What was Onros? Well, fine.
Do you wish to challenge him? Would you like
No,
to be
no.
a contender there, sir?
Yes, Erhard.
Would I
Would you
give
like
him
to
to
challenge
silver?
me or what? You know, we
I
could
give
just
him
go in
2
the pit
silver,
with
thank you.
Thank you very much. And he puts it in his little till, and yeah, he
As-
gives you an amber ale.
As this conversation happens, I'm just gonna what's her name again?
Quailash.
Quillash. She's in
Yeah.
here right now. She's just over there.
She
Did
is
notice it yet?
meditating by the fireplace.
Oh, okay.
currently,
I
Yeah.
won't bother then. All right. Cool. Never mind. So
We good?
we have to go soon, right? We have to get to the thing and go the rest of the way, right? On the Griffins. What time are we
Yes.
meeting them for that? Do we know?
Reception said that Kailash wanted to speak to us.
We need to wait for her to finish meditating. That might take days.
I got this.
Nah.
Well, we can go over. And
I
we'll
got
see.
this. I got this. Don't worry. Me and her are like besties now. You know, I'm pretty sure I can just go up there and talk to her.
Why do we always let him take lead?
I'll take the water and I'll walk over there.
Sure. And as you walk on over, you get within like 10 steps of her, and you realize that she notices from the footfalls of you're quite a heavy set gentleman. As you walk across the wooden beams, her head turns to you, and as she looks up at you, she says, Andros, I'm glad that you could arrive. I wished to ask you a question. You asked for myself and the anchor to assist you in taking on the sea serpent, correct? To get our revenge?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You do not currently have a vessel, though, right?
A ship. No, we're gonna work on that because we got to meet with the capital people anyway, the high up.
You,
I'm like, hey, you know, if they, you know, because they're probably gonna ask us to go deal with the serpent, but hey, just give us a ship and we'll go deal with your serpent issue. You know?
Right. And once you have said ship, do you have a crew to man the ship?
You know, this plan wasn't entirely like greatly thought out, but like I said, I'm sure the capital they'll help us out. They'll hook us up because again, they're gonna want our help. I don't know if you've heard of us. We're the Iron Vortex. We've dealt
No.
with.
We went
No.
over with him, right?
I'll say yeah. You can walk over as
You know Sardonis and you know the.
I do not know.
You haven't heard of that place? Dang. Okay. How about the sinkhole in Arentol? You heard about that?
Is that the name of it? The sinkhole in Arentol?
I mean, the place is called Arentol, but there's a sinkhole in there. You heard of that?
Right. Just so you're aware, we are in Craddock.
I know.
We're in a completely different region, the other
but,
side of this
you know,
continent.
I thought maybe you would get some information. Maybe some people will run over some news. You know, tell you about things. Ooh, nothing at all.
I myself, we've been in
Yeah.
Zoldin for now almost a month.
Great.
So since you were asking about
Yes.
the crew, do you have anyone you would recommend?
Well, as you can imagine, many people are fearful of leaving the bay. Finding a crew during these times would be difficult. It may need some persuasion. Someone with a bit of tact to speak to these people. If you wish to hire people from this here port, they'll want coin. Maybe if you hire people from Ithaldor, then maybe just some words of encouragement and the hopes and I don't know. Maybe making them feel like they would be heroes could maybe inspire people. Different people will do different things for valor and glory. But
How many people do we need for?
I don't
crew?
know. Depends the
Depends on
size
the
of the
ship.
ship.
All right.
So-
So
If you have
A
a small
medium
tugboat, it could be 5 people at most. But if you go for more of a galleon or a sloop or a brigand, it just depends on the size of the ship.
Oh,
well, I would
we can
hope
talk
we're not
people.
gonna get a small ship.
Well,
We can-
you will. The serpent is large.
We can inspire people. We have people for that. We're good. We have some good talkers. Not me, of course. I'm not a talker, but we have a talker, really good at speaking to people. His name's Arcturus, the big tall blue guy over there. And then we have our musician, Erhard Apples. He's really good. He can inspire people, of course. We got that covered. We can inspire people. I think if one thing our group is good at is we can inspire the masses.
Remind me again, darling. Why are we doing this again? I thought we were on our own personal mission.
Right, Shion, right. Remember what they told us in the capital. What they warned us about is in order to get a audience with the the people at the Capitol. We're probably going to do something to actually prove ourselves to be able to have a conversation with. They're not just going to take us in
Well,
there.
we don't know that until we go there, right?
Right.
Let's not already agree to slay a sea serpent before we even get to the capital. You know, they might ask us to do something else. I highly doubt it, but let's.
Well, it's good to have all our areas covered now, so when we get there, we're not just lost in the sauce now trying to find a whole group of people that we might not even know, and they might not even want to trust us. We got people here that we talk to. The Anchor and Quillash here, they're actually they've met this, they've seen the sea serpent, right? If we have them on our side, we have an advantage, right? We have a sailor who knows a lot about being a captain, the Anchor, and we have Quillash here who I don't know much about her, but she seems very capable.
You
and
know,
I think
what if we do not kill the sea serpents?
We'll find out when we get
we'll
there.
have to find that out when we get there, right? We can't.
Exactly.
Yes, but if we prepare now, we don't have to worry about it later. That's the point. That's why we're preparing now. We're having people meet us there to help us in case things hit the fan and we have to go fight a sea serpent. That way we're not, behind and we're prepared.
Look, at this point, we couldn't have gotten there any faster than we're already traveling. We haven't lost any time doing what we've done.
I will say, the Anchor will be very displeased if you've made him pay for a tugboat to take him to the capital if he gets there and then you don't give him the satisfaction of getting revenge. I'm not saying that you need to, but for Andros' sake, at least, unless you wish to go another round with him, I would suggest, maybe not displeasing him.
So,
We'll
in other
find a way.
words, Andros got us into trouble again. How lovely.
Trouble? Okay. Hey, bartender, I'm gonna need a round.
Let's
Give
move
me a
on.
pint, please. Just pour me some random ale, please.
By all means, champion. And he gives you an amber ale.
Yep. You weren't even here yesterday. If you are so worried about what we were doing, maybe you should have been there.
If I were here, you would have never done something so stupid.
Stupid. Oh, here we go again with the
Okay, it's
the comments.
okay.
This wasn't just a me thing. I didn't just, recruit people. I barely even talked to the one guy who talked to us in the beginning. I was down to sit there and be quiet. I didn't make the first approach to ask people for help. I did none of that. I helped
From
the
all
party
this-
because
from
that's what
all-
we're doing.
From all the stories I heard, you were not actually quiet last night and just sitting there in a booth, darling.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, listen. Instead of worrying about whether we're not going to help people or not, because I feel like you're not in any position to do that, Shion, since all of us are helping you with your personal problem, let's just get the fuck on with it. Okay? We've got to go fly at 10 a.m.
Let's go. So yeah, I think we have all the information that we wanted to give to you, but also that we wanted to get from you. So
Well, myself and the Anchor will be in Ithaldor by this time tomorrow. We plan on sailing within the next few hours.
good. We'll meet you there at the port, I presume.
Yes, we will inquire as to where the Iron Vortex is.
That's a
Good idea.
good group to look for. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Very well. Good luck.
Yep. And then I'll just down the rest of my drink, set it down, and I'll just walk out.
Farewell, champion and friends.
Yeah. Thank you.
As you all leave and the doors swing of the saloon. And are you heading your way up towards the Griffin Post? The Griffin's Post,
Yeah.
should I say? Yeah. As you head on up, you see stood outside Koras, who is currently patting down Hydros, who seems to be caked in mud currently, who was clearly playing in the mud this morning, or slept in it and then rolled around in it when he woke up. You're not quite sure, but you can see him giving a bit of a hose down and then brushing some of the dirt out of his fur and his feathers. And as you approach, he's oh, hello there. Are you all ready for the day's travel?
Yes.
Now, I will admit, it's quite a long one. So make sure that you've all been to the bathrooms and such, as we will be sailing over an ocean, so there's no stopping.
Did we have
Great.
breakfast?
I don't know, did you?
Yes.
Um,
we had
Assume we
breakfast.
did.
You've
Yes.
eaten. Great.
Can I ask you to maybe swap? Listen, I'm very sore. You were there last night. I'm pretty sure you were there.
Aye, yes, I
Yes.
certainly was.
Do you mind if I take Hydros today, and if you don't feel comfortable taking D, I'll take the crazy one. But I'm just trying to have a smoother flight. I'm exhausted today.
You spent so much time trying to bond with him yesterday.
He's gonna hate me. He's gonna.
Well, it's entirely up to you. Who knows?
We can always try.
Demon Tail is a handful, I will admit.
Fine. If I'm exhausted, sure. Yeah, I'll stick with Demon Tail.
I will happily swap with you, but you were trying to bond with him, if I'm not mistaken.
That went so well yesterday.
You bowed down to him, didn't you not?
Yeah, and he.
That's a
Wanted to
great
kill me.
start.
Yeah, and I have to ride with him across an ocean.
I'll swap with you if that's what you wish.
He's pondering that. I will give 1,000 gold to Maeve and Ondros and be like, okay, for your troubles.
No, thank you.
I'll take
More stuff.
500 of mine out, and I'll give it to Arcturus. I'll give him 500.
Andros, why?
Oh well, why not?
You earned this,
We're a
apparently.
group. Apparently, I mean, no, it was a group effort. We all pitched in, so
It was a group effort without me and Shion, so why the generosity?
I put you guys in a bad place apparently. For my stupid actions. So I might as well pay you at least half of it, right? We're gonna get ourselves some stupid trouble.
Well, I think the only thing that Shion meant is you rallied up people, which is in general good. But then you also know they will be disappointed when not getting up the quest. So in fact, you did accept the quest, because otherwise you have to go up to the anchor again. Which apparently
If
Was a
I
heavy battle.
disappoint him at this point, he can beat my face, and I don't care anymore. I'm exhausted today. I will gladly take that swap, by the way. I will gladly take Hydros today. And y'all can crucify me later. You guys can hate me later. Whatever y'all want to do, all right? I did what I did. I fought this dude, got him to help us out. Y'all can be mad at me all y'all want about it.
there's no need to crucify you, Andros. In fact, I'm actually proud of you guys. You came up to a solution fighting a bigger dude that you probably would have smashed your butt around the arena.
He did.
So, well, he didn't, thanks to your
It was
group
very
effort.
much fun to watch.
No, he did. I hit a wall. He slammed me a few times. He clotheslined me, and I think I still have some bruises from that. And I'm pretty sure my tusk is like hurting today. If my grandma saw my tusk today, she'd be mad. She'd be absolutely disappointed.
You better brush your tusk then.
I already did that.
As they're having that conversation, I would like to take some of the ferrets. Have like 2 of them and put them in my pockets, sleeves, I don't know, something. And one of them I will kind of show to, oh god, now I forgot the name, Falcor.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, hey boy.
Yeah, and he comes bounding on over, but he gets in front of you, but he does that thing that dogs do. where they get like their front half goes low and their legs stretch out, but then the back end like sticks up in the air, and he's like looking at you like waiting to see if you're gonna throw it for him or not. He looks very playful this morning.
And yeah, I essentially
You throw it? I'll say you throw it. Okay. And as you throw the ferret, Falcor dives up to it, grabs it, and like shakes it around a bit, and then begins eating on it. The rest of you, do you begin to mount up as you get your griffins, bringing them over?
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, as you begin to mount up, Hydros walks over to you, and you can see there's still a few like splatters of mud on him. And as he walks up to you, Andros, he just kind of looks at you, and then just like looks forward, waiting for you to like climb up onto him.
I'll climb up onto him, and I don't even care about the mud. I'm not really bothered by it. So I'll just climb up
Well,
on him. And...
you sit on a saddle, so you're not sat on the
Yeah,
mud, but there's like
yeah.
bits of him where he's clearly still got a bit of mud on
Yeah.
him.
I'll give him a little pet on the head, and just kind of, you know, get ready to fly.
Okay. And Koras leads you all while walking on the land atop your griffins. He leads you over to the cliffside, and you can see in front of you, as the cliff edge is to your left-hand side, down in towards the ocean, you see up in front of you, there's a slight lift, like a hill that then ends as a cliff. And Koras looks at you all. Well, are we ready? Let's go! And as he starts running, he's shouting, let's go. And the griffin begins bounding as Demon Tail, full speed, sends it towards this cliff edge. And you see, he gets right to the edge, and as he pushes his back legs off, he soars up straight into the sky, and he begins turning, spinning around as Koras holds onto him. And you see Koras's hat lift off as he grabs it with one hand while holding onto the reins, and he spins, and then he like crescendos back out flat and just starts to circle around waiting for all of you. And you can see there was a bit of joy in Demon Tail's eyes as he just full sent it towards this cliff edge. And then yeah, who would like to go next?
I reckon
Well,
Stormcrest would want to go at this point.
You are correct. Stormcrest is definitely walking towards the front, but if you allow him to go, Stormcrest
Yeah.
will go. Okay, can I have an animal handling check at advantage, please?
You know, guidance as well, because I
Oh.
can.
Sure, why not? So that's 19 plus a d4.
Or 20.
20. As Stormcrest sends it towards it, full power running, and as he lifts off and jumps off the edge of the cliff, he soars up into the sky, and he swoops back down and then up again, as he then like struts his chest out as he's flying, making sure that his presence is definitely known. And yeah, you very successfully manage to maneuver and fly up next to Demon Tail as the two of you just circle around waiting for the others. Who's next? Who wants to go up next?
I will make Falco go because
Yep.
he wants to play. And we'll just shout over to Andros, that could have been you up there.
And as you shout this, roll me an animal handling check as Falcor starts running towards the lip. And yeah, with a 15, he starts running, and then just before you get to the lip, he dives off the side, and you kind of like completely unaware that he was going to play this trick on you. You grab onto your hat and onto the reins, and he goes down towards the water's edge, levels back out, puts his feet into the water as water sprays up behind him into you, and then he flies up towards Demon Tail and Stormcrest as you get a little bit of wet from some pattering of water from the ocean. You soar back out with them.
We'll pat like the back of his head and like, do they have ears? Scratch like kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, they have
behind the
ears.
Like
Yeah.
he's obviously also wet and whatever, and just yeah.
Yeah, and you see like joy and like glee in his face as he's managed to be able to play around a little bit this morning. And yeah, who's up next? Hydros. We have Glowtail and Solar Tail, and we have Moonbeak? Wait, what's the name? It's Moon something. Yeah, let me scroll down. I'm scrolling. Moonbill.
Moonbill.
That's the one. Yeah, and Solartail, and we have Hydros. So which one of you want to go?
I go last because I got a lazy one.
Okay, sure.
And since mine is like the mom of the group, she wants to
Yep.
check out. Maybe she's getting like a restless because she knows the rest is already like
Yep.
going. So yeah, I'll
Sure, roll me an animal handling check, please.
20.
With advantage. Yeah, awesome. And as she runs up, you see the endurance and the speed as she starts flying towards running, should I say, towards the lip of the cliff. And as she leaps off, she flies up above all of them, and then makes sure that she's slightly higher than everyone, as she can keep an eye on where all the other griffins are. And you can see that you are much higher than the others, but yeah, you have a beautiful view all around as you start to look around. And yeah, you hold on tight, and it's it's all good. Hydros, Moonbill, and Itzy are still left as Itzy starts bounding towards the lip. But you notice Itzy is more skipping than running. She just seems to be like skipping from side to side, having fun. And as she gets to the cliff edge, she just plummets down and she goes out of sight for a moment. And then you see Galoin and Itzy soar back on up as you see the air, the wind blowing between, through Galoin's hair as he's just got this big smile on his face as Galoin and Itzy go up and join Falcor and the rest of them. Who's next, Hydros or Moonbill?
I guess I'll go.
Sure.
If she wants to go
Roll
last,
me
yeah.
a flat animal handling check, please. You're lucky it was the other way. It was that way around. And yeah, Hydros slowly starts walking. He then goes into a slow jog, then into a slightly normal sort of speed jog, and then right towards the end, he speeds up a little bit as he lifts off and just very slowly glides up to the rest of them. As you definitely get the sense that he's a little slower. Yeah, he's a bit bigger.
Give him a pat. I'm like, come on, buddy, you got it, okay? Got
Yeah,
this.
and you get the sense that he's quite lazy, and without like the proper push to go for things, he likes to take his time. But yes, after that, Moonbill, you're the last one to go.
Just give him a little pat, like, come on, it's time to go now.
Yeah, she like pushes her head into your hand because she's
Yeah,
like
she
enjoying
wants to
it.
cuddle some more, yeah.
Yeah, and then as you like pat the side of her neck, she like looks, and then yeah, she starts bounding. Can I have an animal handling check at advantage, please? An 11
10.
is
11,
an 11. Yeah, 11 beats the DC. You're all good. As you start running towards it, and nothing too impressive with Moonbill, but she leaps off, jumps, and soars into the sky with them. And you keep seeing her like make sure that you're still on. Like she turns her head just to see that you're there. You give her like a bit of fuss, and then she carries on flying. And now that you're all in the sky, Stormcrest veers off towards a direction as Demon Tail follows, being level pegging with Stormcrest as the two begin to lead the pack across the ocean. And as you all start to cross, a few moments go by as you look behind you to start seeing Zoldin getting further and further and further away. And as you look all around you, you see nothing but endless ocean around. There is no land beneath you. There is no land ahead of you until very far in the distance, and you have a very long 12-hour flight. And as you begin soaring through the sky, can I have everyone roll me a perception check, please? See what things you see upon the horizon. Okay, so we have Shion, Maeve, and Erhard. As the three of you look around, you see that there are no ships in the Serpent's Bay. You see none at all. And for a thriving city and region that you've heard is very much to do with its ships, it's quite peaceful. seeing the ocean not cluttered with fishing boats, vessels passing through. There's a calm to this nature. And you look around and you see seagulls flying nearby. You see below you, back in the distance, the ships lining the docks. But other than that, the sea is clear. Andros, as you begin to look around, you can see far off into the distance what looks to be like a set of maybe 5 or 6 winged individuals flying in like a formation, in like a pattern. And you can't quite tell if there's people riding these or if they are some strange bird that you haven't come across yet. But as you look closer, you see them flying away from a mountainside, often very far into the distance. Arcturus with the 20, which was the DC to see a little bit more on this. You see this mountainside off into the distance is more towards where you would imagine Zotish to be. You would know this to be the more northeastern side of Craddock. And you can just make out figures on the back of these bird-like creatures. And you can see that there is armor plating on the front of them, and the creature itself has some sort of tabard on its chest. But that's all that you see, as well as the seagulls and the calmful peacefulness of the ship. But as 2 hours pass by, can I have Shion? Can you roll me a D100, please? It's the first 2 hours of travel, flying and soaring through the skies. 83. Okay, let me have a little look. Okay, with an 83, I would like... there it is. Okay, yep, that's fine. With an 83, all of you are soaring through the sky. You notice that, or Erhard also notices this, but the rest of you notice this, that Falcor and Itzy drop a little lower, and you see them aiming for the water. And as they drop lower and lower, Koras looks back and he starts to chuckle as he's holding on to a demon tail, and you see the pair of them fly down to the water's edge and just dip one paw into the water as they're going along. And then I need Erhard to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please, as the pair of them both barrel roll across the ocean. And yeah, they're having some fun. They're playing with one another as they start to swim down. Luckily for you, 13 is enough to beat the DC. As you hold on tight and you do a full loop, almost losing your hat and some of your supplies, but you manage to catch on. And then as it flips back up, you see that Falcor has somehow managed to catch a fish in its beak, and it is just flying, and it begins to soar up. And you see Itzy with nothing in its beak, as it seems unable to catch something as it's flying. But Galoin has clutched on, hugging Itzy, just trying to hold on for dear life at this point, as the two begin soaring back up again. And as they do, nothing really eventful happens for another 2 hours. But within the next 2 hours, can I have Maeve? Roll me a D100, please. Across the next 2 hours of flight as you're soaring through the skies. 47. Okay. Yeah, for this one, you start to see that Solartail and Stormcrest are leading the front of the pack, and the pair of them keep nudging one another with their heads as they go near each other. And as they start going along, can I have both Arcturus and Maeve roll me a dexterity saving throw, please, as Demon Tail pushes between the two, nudging them both and shooting forward. You're both lucky because the DC is 10. As the pair of you clutch on, almost falling, stumbling, as both of you lose your footing on the what are they called? The feet things? Stirrups, thank you. As both of you lose your footing on the stirrups and almost lose your grip, but the pair of you hold on as Korash shouts back, sorry, Demon Tail! And, like, you just hear him, like, shouting towards Demon Tail, as clearly he was feeling a bit competitive and outdone by from the two leading the pack. And you all continue going forward. For the next 2 hours, Ahad, roll me a d20, please.
20.
Sorry, D100. D100, my bad. D100, I don't know why I said 20. That was my bad. I know you just rolled the nat. 76. Okay, yeah, and as you are going through, nothing happens. It's very peaceful. There's no event that happens during this time, and you have a peaceful 2 hours run. Now, halfway through the journey, yep.
I think I would like to take one of the ferrets that I put on my sleeves.
Yep.
And just kind of like call Falco's name and just throw it in the air so he can go catch it.
Okay, sure. Roll me an animal handling check with advantage. And we'll see how well
It's a 10.
he does catch it. However, he has to plummet for it as he misses the initial grasp, and you plummet with him, and then he manages to get it as you go soaring back up to join the group. But yeah, as the halfway mark happens, can I all have a perception check from all of you again?
Nat
9. Ooh, a nat 1. Okay. And as you're all looking around, Erhard, you are far too fixated on Falcor and his tricks and stuff that he's doing and playing around. As Shion, Moonbill is just craving attention as you fly. And you seem to have caught a sweet spot just under the wing. And as you've caught this sweet spot that she's loving, you notice that she's craving more and more attention from that sweet spot. Arcturus, Andros, and Maeve. The three of you notice these bird-like figures drawing closer and closer. However, this time, something you didn't notice before because of the clouds that are above you, because it's a clear day, but there are clouds about. You see what looks to be like a larger bird. It seems larger than the birds that are nearby. And it seems to be heading to cross paths with you at some point within the next few hours. And you can just see it off into the distance. And it keeps dipping into the clouds and then dropping back down. And yeah, as you're flying, you can speak to one another. You're within like shouting range of talking. And yeah, you're soaring through.
Andros,
Yeah.
have you seen that?
Oh, I see it, and I want nothing to do with it.
The big bird!
Oh, big bird, big bird.
Hey, there's a big bird!
What did you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
see?
There's a big bird. We're
Bird.
following the winged. Over there, there's winged people flying towards us. They're gonna cross our path in a few hours.
Over where?
Over there! Off to the that way! Towards
You can
the mountain! The mountainside!
You can see Galoyan trying to turn his head enough to see where you're pointing, but the
Come on, just
angle
look
of where
forward,
you
you're
are.
okay!
What?
Just look forward, Deloitte!
Okay! As,
I,
he looks forward.
I
And
put a hand on my hilt as we continue flying, and I don't know why, but some of my mind is like, just get ready. I'm too exhausted for this, but get ready.
And you hear from the front of the pack, you said big bird?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Big
did.
bird.
Oh, keep your wits. as he's like holds on to Demon Tail, and you can see he starts talking to Demon Tail. You can't hear what's being said, but it looks like he's trying to make sure that he's calm. As you begin soaring off further and further. Over the course of the next 2 hours, can I have Arcturus roll me a D100, please? Okay, and as this happens, there is no event. As the next 2 hours, nothing really changes in your trajectory of what's going on. And we'll go to another 2 hours. This is 10 hours into the journey at this point. And all of you are getting very achy, very sore. You're it's not very comfortable at this point. Can I have, I believe it's Ondros and Erhard who haven't rolled? No, Erhard rolled.
I did.
Ondros, can I have a D100, please? 29. And as you are soaring through, heading your way, Ondros, you spot the larger bird descend from the clouds, probably 200 to 300 feet away from you. And you see around about 500 to 600 feet away, the 5 or 6 armored bird-like creatures with the riders who appear to be chasing the bird. And as you begin flying closer and closer, you realize that it spots you. And I'm going to drag you over to a map. As all of you should be at the bottom of the screen. And let me just change some music. It is a large map because there's a lot of space in the air. And as you begin flying around, the bird changes the direction it's flying and veers towards your group. And I will say at this point, everyone roll me a perception check, and let's see if everyone is aware of it. Ondros, you don't need to, because you rolled the roll that spotted it. Okay. Let me just turn down the waves a little bit. Okay, so Arcturus, unfortunately, you're a little preoccupied and unaware of the current ongoings, as well as Erhard, who does not spot what is happening. Ondros, Maeve, and Shion, all three of you see this gigantic bird descend from the clouds, and as it gets closer and closer, you realize that it's much bigger than initially thought. As it descends through the clouds, you see this gigantic, almost 60 foot in wingspan. From one side to the other, this creature glides down through the clouds. You see this bright blue, purple, and orange feathered face with this dark red and orange bill. What you do notice, however, are spears protruding from its back and arrows into its stomachs and sides. And as it flies towards you, it lets out an almighty shriek, bird-like call towards you, as it cars in your direction and skirts towards you. Firstly, I need every one of you to roll me an animal handling check to see whether or not you can control the creature that you are mounted on during this time.
I'm sorry.
That's okay?
Can I have a lucky on that?
Sure, by all means. Burn them luckies now.
Oh god. 17, that sounds bad.
17, okay. So, everyone succeeds besides Arcturus, who doesn't have a choice in what Solar Tail attempts to do. You notice... Oh, I will actually roll for 2 other people. I'll roll... I need to roll for 2 different people. That's for you. Okay. And that is for you. Okay. As you see, as you're flying through the sky and soaring by, Itzy dips down to the left. But you notice Galoin turns Itzy away from the trajectory of the beast. However, you see Karas trying to calm Demon Tail. And as he's whispering things into Demon Tail's ear, Demon Tail turns to face the large bird creature as Demon Tail moves towards it, and Itzy and Galoin move away. And at that, now that I've seen everyone's rolls... Oh, Arcturus, you, veering just in this general direction, you realize Solar Tail starts to speed up and tries to get in front of the pack. As the motherly being that Solar Tail is, it tries to defend what it deems as its children, as Solar Tail moves to the front of the pack, which isn't great for Arcturus. But that's what happens, unfortunately. And everyone, please roll me initiative. And you will be able to control the Griffin on your turn. For all those that succeeded, you can have the full Griffin's movement, which I will tell you in just a second. You get 80 foot of flight. For those that do not have control of the Griffin, you have to take a check every time you try to move to see whether or not it obeys you or does what it wants. Okay, so...
Clicking the Griffin.
That's okay. No worries. I'm going to roll for him. Okay. And we roll for Galoin, because Galoin is technically in combat. As there's no safe place for Galoin to hide in this one. And finally, we roll for this. Okay. Luckily it rolled terrible. Okay, so in descending order, I'm actually going to change the music because I don't like this one. I thought it was something else. We will go with this one. This is a bit better. Okay, so Shion, as you see the creature flying towards you, you're one of the people that saw it. You begin. Where are you going? Are you dipping, diving?
First I shout, Maeve, darling! You know animals? Does this thing eat seeds or humans?
Would I know?
Roll me a history check. Let's see if you've ever heard or seen a creature like this.
A 5.
I will say you've heard of big birds. You've never seen one this size before. This thing is like the size of a boat. This thing is huge. Some would say gargantuan. And yeah.
I will shout back to Shion. I don't know seeds big enough for it to eat.
Wonderful. And because it's been a while since we sat on these griffins, but at the same time, I'm not sure whether it's going to attack us or not. I'm going to cast my mage armor.
Okay. Yeah, so as you have one hand on the instrument, you cast the spell, and yeah, this shimmering blue fiery armor appears for a second and then like vanishes, almost not to be seen, as you sit there holding on, still trying to ride. And you have 80 foot of movement, which you can move in any direction you like, and you still have your bonus action if you want to do anything.
do I notice that like Arcturus is having trouble
Oh yeah.
controlling his
You can see like Arcturus pulling back, like trying to control it, and it's just going. It's just going forward.
Yeah, I'll just move kinda like maybe somewhere probably there.
Yep.
Can't move the griffin.
No, that's all right. I'll move it. For you, don't worry.
And
Yeah,
then I guess
you
because
saw.
I don't know if this thing might be a vegetarian, I'm just gonna cautiously stare at it.
Okay, yeah. And as you start flying towards it and watching to see what its next move will be, next up, Andros.
Okay. I see.
Just so you know,
Yeah.
Hydros's movement speed is only 60 foot per turn.
Oh, that's
Because he is much bigger and larger than the rest, he struggles to keep up.
Yep, I figured.
So
Okay.
you have 60 foot.
Okay. That's okay. We can make that work. Okay. I'm gonna immediately move because I see Arcturus is having issues, so I'm gonna try to stay up in the front as well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move about 60 foot, which will get me about right there.
Yeah, not a problem, as you and Hydros start to fly before everyone else.
And as this happens, I'm gonna pull out my white tusk blade, and I'm gonna hold my action, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it prepared. So as I'm sitting there in Loxodon, as that's my native language, I will yell the word in Loxodon for charge, and that should be the word that will sparks it up.
Oh, and what word is that?
It's charge, but in Loxodon as my.
Oh, so
my name.
so you shout charge in
Yeah,
Loxodon
it's like I'm
as you
shouting
pull out
charge.
the rapier,
Yeah.
and as you hold it forward, you start to see a metal plate on the bottom of it spins, and then as it locks, you hear a click as some sort of electricity begins sparking up the blade. Yeah, as you all see this electrical rapier charging in front of him. Yeah, and you hold it up. Is that the
Yep.
end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action. If it gets
it
gets
gets
close
closer,
enough, I'm
go
just
for
gonna.
it.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Yes, okay. After that, Galoin dives well over here as he swoops over to the left and goes a little lower, trying to keep out of the way of the large bird-like creature. And that's the end of his turn. He'll take the dodge action to hopefully prevent himself from getting hurt. Arcturus, you're up, buddy.
Well, I don't think I have like much control of where my griffin is going for.
If you wish to move, you must make an animal handling check to see if you can control the creature to the direction you wish to go.
Well, let's start with that. Is that also my action or?
No, that's
This-
not your
okay.
action. That's just part of your movement, because unfortunately it wants to do its own thing. Luckily for you, 13 is actually enough, so you can move this turn in any direction you wish.
I'm just gonna comfort her. Like it's okay, it's okay. But I'm
Yep.
gonna hold my position.
Go for it.
And I'm also gonna hold my action unless well, it's in like charging range of Shion and Andros. So I hold Elder's Blast for it.
Okay, sure. So you hold on to the magics as you hold one hand onto the reins, and the other hand you begin to the glow of the
You
blue
see
light.
charging and
starts
but-
charging up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
awesome. And do you move or are you staying where you are? Sorry.
I'm staying where am I? Yeah.
There we are. Not a problem. Okay. As you then see the large creature swoop down, and as it gets closer and closer, you realize that this thing truly is ginormous. Okay, it has a lot of range as it flies straight into the front two people. With its claws out, it tries to go one each on both of you. Andros, you do get your attack. Arcturus, you do get your attack as well, as the pair of you can blast and stab towards the creature as it flies in, it swoops in.
I get sneak attack with this as well, right? Because
You do have an ally within 5 feet, yeah, as long as
Yep.
you hit.
Awesome.
Technically, the Griffin's also an ally, so... Oh, you got a nat 20?
Nice.
Oh my lord. Okay. The first hit. And wait, that's not right, is it?
I get
One
2 hits, right?
damage?
Or just 1?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Sure. So you want to get the 1 hit, Andros, because
Yeah.
you held your action for it, so that's fine. So as you stab towards, you like rake it across the clawed foot, and like you catch it between the toes, and like rake it all the way down the foot as it goes for you. That's a lot of damage. Okay, my brain needs to calculate this. That's 26 plus
14?
my word, plus 14,
That's
which
40.
is 40,
Plus
plus
10,
10, 50 points of damage as you rake your blade across the creature's talons. Yeah, okay, and Arcturus, you fire this beam, and it does hit it.
Do I
And
kill
I
it?
believe... No, you don't kill
Ah,
You don't kill it. But I believe you have a new ability when you hit people with an Eldritch Blast.
that is true. And I was wondering if Andros' attack would hit first and then mine, because otherwise his attack
I'll
would be
say
in
it
vain.
will. I'll say it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it will hit in the part of the beast, but as a new part of my spell, the beast is pushed back 10 meters because it's also a repelling blast.
As the beam hits into it just before it grabs Shion and Andros, you can see it trying to like grab them and like cover them both. You notice that the blast hits it and it like reels back like with its wings out wide. However, it still does have some movement left, unfortunately, and it just flies straight back towards them. As it has 120 foot per turn of movement, which is kind of nuts. But yes, as this happens, Andros, you, 1 talon comes for you and for Hydros, because the pair of you will take half the damage each if it hits. So it's aiming for your AC at the moment. A 25.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 27 points of slashing.
Can I uncanny dodge this?
Yeah, wait 2 seconds. So, you will take 13, and Hydros takes 13, and do you want to uncanny dodge the 13?
Yep.
Okay, so you will take 6 instead.
That's fine.
So, Hydros takes 13 points of damage, and the pair of you are grappled in its talon. So you are held in its place. Your speed is 0. You can try and get out of it if you wish, but currently you have one claw around you, and the other attack, as it would have gone for its claw, but it goes for its beak towards you, Shion. As it will go for you, a 25 to hit you as well. You take 15 points of damage, and Moonbill takes 15 points of damage as well, as the damage is shared between the two of you because you are mounted. As it bites into you and Moonbill, but you are not grappled or restrained, as it like flings you off and you both hurtle back a little bit, but still within its vicinity. That is the end of the Rock's turn. Next up, you see Demon Tail. And he needs to make another check. So let me roll the other check. That one there. That's a nat 1. As Demon Tail flies in towards the rock and goes for the face, as Demon Tail will now make an attack on the Griffin, which will be a beak attack. The 18 does in fact hit for 9 points of damage, and it will also go for a claw attack, which is a nat 20. Wow, Demon Tail goes in hard, as he does 7 points of damage. And that is the end of Demon Tail and Karas's turn, as Karas is just screaming wildly, holding on to Demon Tail as it is ripping into this rock and biting a chunk out of its neck. Just so you're all aware, if you wish to use your action to make the Griffin attack, you can do. That is an option. And it has a multi-attack of a claw and a beak. Just let me know. Cool. Next up, Erhard. You see all of this unfolding in front of you.
Tell me again, what's the range on the griffin?
You can move 80 foot per turn.
80.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
move of the griffin because you're riding it.
Da, 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 da. Okay, I will have to move. How do I move both of them again?
Just move yourself, and then I'll move
Okay.
the griffin with you. You tell me where you're going.
My god. I guess there?
Sure. Yeah, as you fly up
However
towards that
many
way.
feet that is.
If you grab your token and right-click, you can move it to see how far it goes.
Yeah. I suck.
It's okay.
Anyways, I will cast Frostbite because I'm kind of afraid to cast spells after my Tides of Chaos.
What's the range of frostbite?
60?
60 foot. Yeah, it's just in range. Not a problem. Go for it.
So,
Con save.
DC 15.
Okay, a 23.
Yeah.
As this huge beast, you sorry, you see the ice begin to form on its wing, like in the part of the joint, and as it begins to form over it, the wing just moves slightly and just breaks the ice on it, and unfortunately has no impact. You're still holding on, holding out a hand, casting the spell.
Yeah. And we'll kind of move back.
Yeah, not a problem. As
That's my plan.
Falcor dips back down, more than happy to back off. Falcor is. After that, Maeve, you're up as you see everyone ahead of you, and you can see Stormcrest wanting to fly in.
Yes. And part of me is like, this is just a bird. I don't want to hurt it, but it's hurting my friends, so it's too late. And I will position myself kind of in between Galoin here as well. Just about there.
Yep.
And I've been pondering this whole time what to do, and then it just sort of clicks. And I spot places that are free around the griffin, and I will summon 8 giant bats.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, give me a sec. Okay. Giant bats?
Yeah. I also do not have
my
it,
lord.
and I can't control them. I don't have a sheet for it, but yeah, we're prepared.
That's okay. Yeah. Give me a sec and I will find them for you. Yeah, as you begin summoning giant bats to aid you. There they are. God, they look horrendous. Okay, as these giant bats, how many? 8?
8.
My lord. Around you?
No, around the griffin.
Do you mean the rock? The rock?
Sorry, the
The
big bird.
the big boy. Okay. My lord. Wait, 2 more. Holy cow. I've run out of spaces. I'll put this one here. He's like not quite at it. As you summon 8 giant bats, which all just appear. And how do they appear? Tell us how the magic works.
So it's nearly as if their cells start forming in the air, and you see, I don't know, bats have hairs, right? Like you just see hairs appear out of nowhere, form into this body, and eventually you just see 8 big flapping bats in the air, probably looking a little bit creepy because they are, and they're massive.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not a problem. And upon casting the spell, do you command them, or is that
They will all be commanded to attack. I don't know how to do that though, because I do not have a sheet for them.
I will happily make the attacks. But yeah, is it part of the spell that it says that they attack that turn, or do they have their own initiative?
I think they go on my initiative. On my own.
Okay.
You want me to just? I'll throw it in the.
Yes,
in
please.
here.
That'd be very helpful. Thank you. Let me have a quick read. You summon face spirits take on the form of beasts that appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see from range. Choose one of the following. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which has its own turns. Okay, brilliant.
Oh, okay.
So that's absolutely fine. we will summon for them 17, which is really good for you because they get to go after Shion. So that's pretty close. Yeah, and you are commanding them to attack the large bird.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay, this is going to be fun. Is that the end of your turn?
I just look around to everybody else and I'm like, this is new. Let's try it.
Okay. Shion. You're up.
New things, right?
Bats just start appearing beside you.
Well, this thing's definitely not a vegetarian. And I just start to whisper in myself, like, this feathered piece of shit. You'll never get through this alive. I'll just start rambling, and I place my Hexblade's curse on it as a bonus action.
Okay, nice. And as you do this, yeah, you begin to see this like fiery insignia appear before it as it like brands it across its like chest.
But it doesn't sort of end there.
Mm-hmm.
But because I mean, since we're in the thing of trying new tricks, right? I sort of grab my chakrams, they start glowing, but that's not the only thing that starts glowing. My forehead also starts glowing.
Okay.
And I try to I don't know if I can see it because I got its beak right at me, so I think I can look it dead in the eye, right?
Yeah. It's like it's looking towards you. I will say, do you grab both your chakrams?
No, I just grab one because
Okay,
I still have to hold the
ask.
reins. I just have to hold the reins, right?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you grab the one
But yeah,
as they begin to burn.
and my foreheart starts glowing, and then at one point, a shimmering lance of psychic power just sort of shoots out of it, and I use a Rolathim's psychic lance.
Okay, yeah, roll it. I have never heard of this spell before in my life, so we're gonna learn together.
7d6 of psychic damage, so let's go!
Okay, roll the attack for me. So it's an intelligence saving throw, which I'll be honest,
It's probably not very clever, right? It's a bird!
Let's just say it has a -4 to the roll. So yeah, that's definitely a good one to go for. And it rolled a 3, so that means it actually rolled a 7. But it's a 3. Yeah. As this beam of like psychic fiery energy shoots from you into the head of the creature. And as it does, you start to see its eyes like spasm for a second as the whole body like shudders. And as it does, yeah, you deal 34 psychic
37.
damage. Oh, is it 37?
Because I placed the curse on it, and you get a bonus to damage rolls against the cursed target, which equals your proficiency bonus.
So it's 37 total, yeah. As this huge psychic wave hits it, and you just see it like fit for a second, and it like drops altitude just a little bit, and then it like regains itself. But you can see it's physically really hurt from this. That's the end of your turn, Shion. Or are you moving away?
Well, it also says.
Oh,
hang
no.
on, I'll plop it up for you. Can I add?
If I'll click it, it should. There we go.
Yeah, it should also be incapacitated for until the start of my next turn.
Wait, is it really?
Yep.
And is incapacitated until the start of your next turn. On successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't incapacitated.
But he failed. How does that work? Does it fall out of the air?
So, right. Well, this makes me think. Okay, so the creature is flying. It becomes incapacitated. I just need to read the ruling for incapacitated for a second, because this may now fall into the ocean. Let me just double check.
Still, right?
Oh shit!
Oh, wait there. So an incapacitated creature cannot take actions or reactions. It doesn't say that it's unconscious or anything like that. So it does remain flight, but it misses its next go, basically. It can't take action, so it can move. That's it. That's all it can do. Wait, no, because that isn't incapacitated. I would rule it can't do anything for a whole turn. It misses a turn. Okay, sure. Giant bats. they go ham. So they all get an attack, and there's 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many hit? 1 hit. 2 hits for a crit. 3 hits. 4 hits. Well, 4 out of 8 isn't bad. That's a total of 6, 10, 21 points of damage. As all these bats land on it while it's just like dazed for these 6 seconds, and they all start clawing into its back and biting into it. And yeah, the thing looks messed up. Andros, still clutched into the spasming bird's hand. You're just like there with your rapier out. What are you doing?
So question. So I just want to get an idea here. If
Yep.
I grapple, so it's over me as well, or just
So-
grapple the griffin?
Right, so the claw, let's say this is the griffin, the
Yeah.
claw's like this, but you're on the griffin, so like a talon is over you as well.
Oh, it's over me as well, so it's like
Yeah,
pinning
yeah.
me down to the griffin?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can still attack. You can still
I can still
attack like
attack.
normal, but yeah,
Okay.
you just can't escape. You're currently locked in.
Okay. Alright, no, that's fine. Okay. I am going to take a look at something real quick. Okay. I am going to just pull out I'm just gonna keep my rapier out, I guess.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna start stabbing
Go for it
towards
again.
The
Go
foot.
for it. Yeah, so you just jam it into the talon,
Yeah.
which definitely hits. So that deals a whopping 17 damage. As yeah, you stab into it, and the bird like shrieks out, but it can't do anything. It can't move as it's stuck here. Galoin cruises off this way.
I get my second attack as well. I attack once.
Your bonus action attack.
Yeah, my bonus action attack.
Right, yeah, with your with the claw, with the tusk. Go
Yeah,
for it.
we'll do it. We'll do it. I just
Go
want to
for
get
it.
this killed. Yeah. So I have my. Ooh, actually, yeah. No, I have the knife that's attached to the
Yeah,
rapier, right? Yeah.
The tusk. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna slash with that as well. Hope
Go
for
for
the
it.
best.
That certainly
I get the
hits.
4, yeah.
So that's 4 points of damage
Yeah.
as you stab into, just catching it on the backswing of that. Sorry for skipping. You go. There you go.
You're good.
Awesome. Galoin flies away. Nothing happens. He just flies ahead, making sure that he's good. Arcturus, you're up as you see the creature before you.
Seeing what terrifying powers just erupted from Shion's forehead, together with like all the bats flying around, it gave me an idea, a very daring idea, but it is an idea. And I summon Kada to the battle.
Okay, so is that an action to summon her?
I have no clue.
Let
I
me
leave it
have
at
a look.
DM's discretion.
Familiar. Thank you, I guess.
I can cast a spell, so that it would be, it is an action.
It's okay. I'm just gonna double check that to summon isn't an action. Find familiar. You might be able to do it for free. Let me have a look. Da-da-da-da.
It should be an action.
I think it's an it's
It's
an
an
action
action
to
while
summon. It's an
temporarily
action to summon her,
dismissed.
and then you it rolls its own initiative, and then you can command it to attack.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay.
Yes. So you want
yeah.
Kada out?
Yeah, I summon Kada.
Not a problem. Let me just grab Kada's sheet. Where are you? So many creatures.
Flying
Where is-
creatures.
Familiar. There it is. All these flying creatures. Where would you like to summon Kada? Look how small Kada looks
Kada's,
compared
like,
to
very
everything
small.
else. So tiny.
Tiny.
Where do you want Kada?
Yeah, just besides me. That's good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And do you wanna? What are you issuing Kada to do?
Well, Andros is still in the talon, so for now, I'm asking her to bite the animal. The bird.
To go to attack. Okay. Not a problem. Okay, yeah, absolutely fine.
This
Next,
definitely misses.
do you want to move
Oh,
or
wait,
use a bonus action?
whoa, no, I disregard the last roll.
Yeah, it will be on her
yeah.
turn. That's fine.
I'm staying where I am.
Okay, not a problem. I do need you to make an animal handling check for me, as you get the feeling Solartail is trying to move forward.
Which I fail miserably.
As you fail miserably, and it begins moving forward and gets right towards the creature. Not within touching range, but close enough that it is beside its griffin companions. At this, it's the Rock's turn, but the Rock can't do anything. And not Dwayne Johnson, the bird the Rock. Because it is called a Rock, R-O-C, if you want to know. Yeah, that's that. Then it is Demon Tail and Karas, and Karas is going to attempt to make Demon Tail pull back. So let me roll again for Karas. See if he succeeds. Oh my lord. Okay. He has failed 3 times in a row, and he has +5 to the roll. And he rolled a 1, he's rolled a 3, and now he's rolled a 4. So Karas attacks as Demon Tail beaks and claws, with the beak hitting for 5 points of damage. And he stays there because he's angry. Angry boyo. Ahad, you're up.
I will be quite boring. I will more or less do the same that I did a little while ago and
Yep.
move forward, cast my frostbite,
Go for
and
it.
hope that it hits this time.
It is a con save,
Yeah.
which it gets +9 to.
Ah, god damn it.
Uh,
It's so close.
It rolled a
Uh,
7, and it still
yeah.
succeeds.
Can I wait? I will bend luck. God damn you.
You're gonna
I will
reroll?
spend 2 sorcery points for bending luck against him.
And that does...
Wait. Yeah. I can roll a d4 and I can choose to add as a bonus or penalty to a creature's roll.
Okay, brilliant. And you want to choose a bonus to yours?
No, he rolled a save, so I will do
Negative
a
the
penalty
save,
to
not a
his.
problem.
And
Yes,
negative
absolutely fine.
1,
-1, so
that
he
I
still
think is
succeeds.
Not enough.
Yep.
What the? Okay,
He
and then
still
we'll
succeeds.
just go back. I don't care anymore.
Okay, absolutely fine. Sorry, I heard. Maeve, you're up.
Hey, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Looking around at the bats and surprised at how it kind of worked out, I command them to attack again, as well as giving a pat to Stormcrest as I then let go of the reins to pull out my light crossbow and aim.
You pull out your light crossbow.
Yeah.
So you take both hands off the reins. You pull out
Yeah.
the crossbow and pull in a bolt.
Yep.
Okay, make your attack, please. It's very fitting, really, because as you fire the bolt, I need you to make me a dex save to see if you maintain your balance upon the griffin while not holding onto it. Which you don't.
9.
As you begin to fall off of the side of the griffin. As it's very fitting, like I said, the nat 1, you pull up the crossbow, you aim, some bats begin flying in front of your vision, and as you aim, you pull the trigger, and the recoil makes you fall back slightly as you fall off the back of Stormcrest. And you begin to plummet. You move 60 foot as you plummet down towards the water. You have a bonus action.
How high am I?
You're currently around about 150 foot into the air. And you've just fell 60 foot, so you're 90 foot above the water.
Can I command one of the bats to come after me?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
command them all or just one?
2.
Okay, I'll say, yeah, you command most stay, help! is what you scream as 2 bats begin peeling off towards you. Not a problem, as you start plummeting. Kada was ordered to attack, so slips into the gap that it can see. And yeah, roll me for Kada's bite attack, please, Tim. A 14 isn't... No, it's just one. It's 15. I thought it was 14 AC. It's 15. I'm sorry.
Okay,
As it goes to latch on, but can't manage to find purchase. Is that the end of Kada's turn?
It is.
Okay, Shion, you are firing your beam of psychic energy. Do you do more damage now?
What do you mean more? I mean, that did 7d6s, and 34 is a pretty lucky one. And then I had the +3 from my
No, you're right.
efficiency bonus.
No, sorry. I thought I read that it does the damage again at the end, the next turn, but it doesn't. You're okay.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I was very scared for a moment. I've just reread it. No, that's the end of the spell. Ooh, lucky.
Would I see May fall, or would I just be too preoccupied with the thing because it's right in my face?
What is your passive perception?
My passive perception is...
It's on the left-hand
I
side.
need to scroll up for this.
Yeah, it's all good.
15.
15, I'll say yes. I'll say 15's the DC to spot it. So you just catch it at the corner of your eye. You just see something falling. And you're like, wait, is that Galoyan? And then you look and it's Maeve just plummeting towards the ocean.
Would I be able to reach her?
You can certainly try.
I'll try.
Okay, and as you begin flying towards Maeve's
Probably
direction,
gets initiative on, or like...
at the start of your next turn, it is no longer incapacitated.
Let me read up.
I feel like that's what it said. I'll just double check. Incapacitated until the start of your next turn. So as your turn starts and you fly away, the rock snaps down again with the beak, 24 hitting.
Yeah.
You take a total of 14 hit points, as does Moonbill.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And Moonbill is starting to look a little bloodied, around about the half health sort of mark. As you can see, it's taken a few nasty hits. But you fly towards Maeve.
Do I catch her?
You do have 80 foot of movement, so yes, you can. Do you try to fly under her so that she lands on you?
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. I will say you are quite small. Maeve is also not particularly big. The pair of you can fit on one griffin. As you fly under and you get just underneath her, and she kind of like hits the back of Moonbill and like holds on. And you like have to lift yourself up, Maeve, as Shield's like one-handed trying to help you push you back on. And yeah, you're currently straddling the back of Moonbill currently. But yeah.
No problem.
Is that the end of your turn?
Was that my action?
No, it wasn't. I will say that's your... No, I will say it is because you were helping her climb on as well. I'll say it's your action and part of your movement.
Gotcha. Well, then as my bonus action, I do want to use Maddening Hex. So...
Okay. How much damage is that?
That's 4. It's only 4 damage, but basically I'll just start whispering towards the feathered shit again. Don't you make my friend fall again.
Just like zapping a little.
Yeah, just like zapping a little, causing a little bit more, just a little bit more psychic damage.
Okay, no problem. At the end of your turn, 2 bats begin flying towards Maeve, as they both just like squeaking beside you, Maeve, as they have come to your aid as requested, while 6 continue killing the rock. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 hit. No, 3 hit. This isn't bad. You're hitting half of these. This is kind of good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a total of 16 points of damage as they begin tearing into the back of it. But what you do notice, anyone with a passive perception above 13, you begin to notice that some... Why can't I click them? Huh? There we go. As you do start to see some smaller, slightly different colored variations of this large bird flying towards the bigger bird, and upon it, you see that they are armored with a tabard of what looks to be like a large hawk across the chest. And on the back of these beasts, you see 6 clad armored warriors holding javelins. And as they are flying towards it, they seem to be preparing to throw them, but they're just out of range at the moment, but they are flying in. This, Andros, you're up, as you're still in the clutches of this large beast.
Great. Okay. So to get out, I would have to make like a strength check, right? Or like
If you wish to try and prise the claw open, it is a strength check against it, and I believe the DC is 19.
Yeah, I'm fine where I'm at right now. I'm
Okay.
just gonna take out my sword again. I'm just gonna keep whacking. Like,
Go for it.
Please get me out of here.
That definitely hits as... Oh my lord. Okay. As you stab into it, a shock of electricity shoots up its right talon as you start to see scorch marks burn up the leg. But it still is holding on as you use your bonus action.
Nope, I'm holding on to it in case it hits me.
Okay. Sure, as you hold on, Galoin, seeing them, flies back a bit because he's now scared of everything that's going on. Arcturus, as you're now just 5 feet away from this gargantuan bird flying before you, what do you do?
Is Andros the same as my size?
Yes, he is considered medium. Yeah.
I ask Andros, well, I shout at Andros. Take my hand. Well, I cast, since we're doing new stuff anyway, I cast like a very, well, round thing with very much sparkles and such at one end of the map, and one at the other side of the map. I'm casting Dimension Door.
Where are you casting Dimension Door to?
At least outside of the reach from our feathered friend. Around
Whereabouts?
Around here.
Around over here?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you willing? Are you willing to take Arcturus's aid? As he reaches out for you.
Trust
Andros?
Arcturus. I will reach out and I'll say, I got you, bro. I'll reach out and grab his.
Okay,
person.
as you grab his hand, the shimmering doorway of blue energy that's before you envelops you both. As you are both teleported over here. As the pair of you appear and just begin to plummet 60 feet down towards the ocean. I will say you're both holding on to one another as you were holding hands.
I pull Arcturus in really close, and I'll get ready to take the brunt of whatever's below us. As I just hold on to him.
Just hold on.
Yeah,
and you just
I'll
both
like
plummet.
move my body to where my back is like facing towards below. And I'll just kind of grab. I'll be like a flotation device almost, trying to protect him as much as I can. And I'm just gonna yell, "You're gonna get me killed!"
I'm just shouting, minor miscalculation, minor miscalculation.
And yeah, the pair of you plummet towards the ocean. How high would you like to have teleported yourself? Because you could choose up to 500 feet if you really want.
Well, in that case, not too high.
So how high? You were about 150, so you can go. You could go 650 feet high if you really want.
Well, I think that would kill us both.
You sure?
How about like 2?
200?
No, 2.
Or 2?
Just
2 feet?
Well, Andros, do you want to fall into the water?
Oh, no. No, you have to choose. You don't get to ask
Oh,
Andros
fuck.
in this case. You choose how high, because it's in. You grabbed him and you both went. How high?
2 feet above the water.
Okay, so we'll
Oh, that
retcon that slightly as you grab Andros's hand and he goes, I trust you! And as the pair of you disappear, you find yourselves 2 feet above the water, both hit the surface and are now currently in the water. As you are now both, you fall down a little bit, you go under the water, you pull yourselves back up, you're like breathing heavily as the ocean waves are flowing back and forth and you're both just in the ocean. Okay.
Give Arcturus
Do
like
we
the
all-
dirtiest of looks.
Do
Like,
we all?
Are you serious right now? Is this what just happened?
I didn't calculate on this one.
You didn't calculate. We're in the water. What's under the water?
It's kind of a new spell.
I will say anyone with a passive perception of 15 or higher sees them in the water. Otherwise, there is a fight going on and they both vanished.
What? Oh Lord!
What?
Wherever they went,
They Arcturus did something.
Would I look over
No,
to
they're
them
over
with Shion?
there.
Well, as this is happening, the fight's not over. As the large rock-like creature releases the claw on Hydros and goes for Karas and Demon Tail, as it seems to be the one now that is closest that's been doing the most damage. So it will make a Talon attack towards him, which is a 27. So that's 26 damage. That does 13 to Demon Tail and 13 to Karas. Okay. And is now clutched into the grasp of it. And while it can, no other griffins have attacked it, so it will beak attack one of the random bats. I assume this is going to annihilate it. Yeah, this one bat just into a puff of smoke as it dies.
Okay.
And that's the end of its turn. Next up is Karas, who has to make a death saving throw. Because he's unconscious, because he doesn't have that many hit points. So that is just a flat d20 roll, which I will roll secretly. So you don't know the outcome to know if you need to rush to him quickly or not. Okay. At the end of that, Ahad, you're up.
where did they go? And I guess I will fly over to the friends that I can still see, or at least closer to them. Ah, I hate this. Okay. How does this? No. Oh God, I hate this. Whatever. I will go somewhere there. I cannot hear you. You are muted.
Sorry, you fly on over to the people you know and see some very large bats also flying around here.
Hi, bats. And I guess seeing that they disappeared and they were kind of my shield, I will I will just cast chromatic orb because reasons.
For it.
Cast level 1 and for some acid damage.
Well, how would you like to do this?
What? I finished that. Oh God damn it.
The rock is on 2 hit points
Um,
and has
Yeah.
been since Andros' turn.
I will do a bit of a desperate, like, quickly forming this ball of acid, in one hand, not both. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, yes, you form the ball of acid. Yep.
And I just toss it at its head, and kind of like I don't know. I guess towards the eyes, so
Yeah.
maybe can't see and whatever. and it just
So as the ball
burns away.
spins in your hand, changing to the different colors, it changes to the orangey, acidic-like color, and you hurl it into the sky as it spins, hurling over the griffins, over the bats, and it lands on the face of the griffin as the rock, as part of its face begins to melt, and then you just see it start to plummet. And as it does, I need to roll a certain check because someone was in its hands who's unconscious. So I need to see if he remains on the griffin or not on the griffin. Let me roll this. Okay, he manages somehow to stay slumped over the griffin's side. Otherwise, that'd have been a yikes. Yeah, the rock begins to plummet as the bats go down after it because they're still attacking it, and the rock is dead. However, we're technically not out of combat because some people are in some sort of bad issues, so we'll stay in combat for the time being, but we'll be more of a faster pace of what you want to do. So at the end of your turn, Ahad, you have a little bit of movement and a bonus action left. Is there anything you would like to do?
I guess I will move towards Karas
Yeah, you can just see him slumped over the side of the griffin.
as close as I can get. I don't know.
Yep.
Something
Yep.
like that. I
Not a
think
problem.
That should be roughly enough movement.
Yeah, and as you saddle up beside him, you see Demon Tail is like panting quite heavily, and it looks towards you, and it has this like anger in its eyes. And Karas is slumped over the side of it.
I guess can I take one ferret and just be like, be a good boy, and then at the
Sure.
other
Roll me an animal handling check, flat roll, because you've got the ferret, so it would normally
21.
be at disadvantage. Nice.
no,
as you
that's
manage
not the flat
to...
one. Flat would be what?
That is flat.
17.
That's a flat roll. 21.
What? Oh, flat
The
just
flat
without
rolls no
advantage,
advantage,
yeah.
so it would have been disadvantage, but because you used the last ferret, that's giving you a little bit of a helping hand. As you do manage to somehow keep the attention of Demon Tail without it flying off with Karas on its back or the likes of that. Maeve, you're up.
Yes. Would I have heard Shion say they're in the water?
Yeah, you're on the same griffin. Yeah, you definitely had
Yes.
it.
Okay. So I'm like, shit. Too much going on. I would cast Healing Word on Karas.
Okay, what's the range?
The range would be 60 feet.
Okay, yeah, you're in range. So as you see him slumped over, you cast your healing word. Roll the hit dice for me, please.
6.
6, perfect. As you start to see him move, and he seems to be coming around as he quickly grabs onto the reins of Demon Tail. And yeah, you see him look up, and he sees Erhard there, and he like coughs a little, a bit of blood comes out, and he just like smiles up towards you, Erhard, and then sees Shion and Maeve in the background, and he just kind of like gives a very weak thumbs up towards you two, and nods as he tries to reposition himself on the thing. Yep, that's your bonus action, I believe.
Yep. And I would command the bats. I would command 2 of them to go pick up Andros.
Okay.
1 to get Arcturus and get them back on their griffins, and another 1 to help me back on my griffin.
Okay, I will say after that, you have successfully saved everyone from injury, per se, because Karas is no longer dying, and with the aid of the bats lifting Andros and Arcturus up, the griffins can go between their legs and remount back up. It will take a minute or so for it all to play out, but the pair of you, Arcturus and Andros, while the bats are flying over and you're like, what the hell's going on? And then the others come over. What are you two talking about while you're currently fighting the ocean waves?
I'm like making sure my trunk is pointed up so in case any
Yep.
waves hit me, I can continue to breathe. And the whole time I'm just like, you are supposed to be the smart one here. How did you end this up? How did you think this through? You're muted.
You're muted. I'll say at that point, as Arcturus goes to answer, a wave crashes over him. He submerges. He comes back up.
Well, that's the neat part. I didn't. This was a
Think this through.
guess of...
Right.
Yeah. It
And
needs some tweaking.
I don't know if you heard the words
As
I
you
said
try
before.
to respond, Andros,
Yeah.
a wave hits you. You can still breathe though, however, and as you come back up, you just carry on with your sentence.
I don't know if you heard the words, the exchange here before I grabbed your hand and all, but I think that was supposed to be like a sentimental moment where I was like, I trust you, bro. And you know, you got me out of the claw to some awesome. You could have put me on top of the bird. That would have been way better. You know how cool that would have been? Would have put me on top of the bird. Instead, you decide, of all things, I'm gonna put them in the water. Or put us in the water, per se. You put us in the water. You know what's below us right now? There's a serpent in the water.
Ambros. Hey, we're still alive and like half the world troubles from stodgy thinking. We need creativity. We did it. We are alive.
Your creativity thinking could get us killed.
But we're
I'm
not.
gonna try to just smack him with my trunk.
Yeah, and as you try, the pair of you then get absolutely submerged again by another choppy wave that comes by, and then you come back up, both of you, as the trunk slaps the top of your head, Arcturus.
I will say my trunk is also filled with water, so I'm just like spraying it at his face.
Sure. And while this is going on, Maeve and Shion, as the pair of you start flying over to them, one bat comes by, you lift up your hands, grab on, and it lifts you back onto Stormcrest, who very graciously allows you to remount. Karas manages to wrangle up Solartail and Hydros and leads them over to the other two as well. And all of you, for this moment in time, are being lifted and hoisted onto your mounts. Andros and Arcturus completely sodden, wet from head to toe. And as this is all happening, 6 armored, winged creatures begin circling you.
Can
As
I
w-
really quick because I
Yeah.
I still regain 11 hit points.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. That's the
Yeah,
Hexblade's
just
curse, right?
saying. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely fine. Yeah, as you regain the hit points and siphon some of the magic from the rock, as it just plummets into the water, hits the water, and slowly submerges beneath it. And as that's happening, these 6 individuals begin flying around you as one lowers itself, and you see this armored knight from head to toe in full plate armor with a spear in one hand and javelins on its back, holding onto the reins, shouts out to you all and says, "Who goes there?"
The Iron Vortex.
"And what business do you have across these waters?"
Slaying a bird, apparently.
Not bad. Can we assist you at all?
We need
We need
to.
to.
Go ahead, Maeve.
We need to go to Italdor.
Ifaldo, not a problem. Let us accompany you. We will escort you there safely. We are Knights of Laroon. Follow us.
What's that?
We are one of the banners of 9. 9 houses that protect King Ackleton.
Cool.
Please,
Oh.
accompany us.
Were you hunting
Hopefully-
this bird?
Yes, it came from the Zotician Mountains. It has been a pest within our lands for a while. We thank you for helping us kill it.
You're welcome.
Now, follow us. We will escort you to safety. It is but a few hours until we land. And he turns and starts to lead the troop as all 6 of them go into an arrowhead formation and begin leading you towards the land. And you can now see the cliffside with the docks and the buildings and the big walls and towers of this thing just a few hours out from flight. And as you all begin to coast over the sea, some of you trying to dry off, others realizing some mistakes that may or may not have happened. That is where we will cut to a break. I think it's a good time for a break. Go for a pee break, grab some food, grab some snacks. We'll be back in like 5-ish minutes. Don't go anywhere. Tell us what you get. See you in a minute. Hello. Welcome back. Tell us what drinks you got. Tell us what snacks you got. Tell us all that good stuff. Our party just survived an encounter with a rock and are now being escorted back by the Larunian Knights, who seem to be some sort of bird aerial knights that use spears and javelins, which seem pretty cool. And as the party begin sailing over the seas, let's put you back to this map and change the music to something a little less fighty. Let's put this one on. As you all sail towards the shores and the cliffside of Ithaldor, you all begin swooping in. Moonbill looking a little hurt. You have Hydros with a few scrapes, but everyone else looks relatively unscathed. Demon Tail has a scar behind his ear and down the back of his neck now, which just adds to the flavor of Demon Tail's nature. And Karas is bandaging up his left shoulder, which had a pierced talon through it. But he just seems to be sorting himself out as you ride, and all of you fly over the city of Ithaldor. And as you do, you see below you a bustling, thriving city. You see white stone walls completely surrounding the city's perimeter, with various guard towers and gates around it. You see hundreds of buildings, houses, and settlements and shops all within, and a very large dock that can house roughly 20 to 30 large ships, it seems. You also notice that there are 2 large lighthouse watchtowers that are encompassing the land just before the city, and various small outposts of guardsmen around Ballista watching the ocean. And as you fly over the city, you go over to the northern side of it and begin to swoop down, and the Larunian Knights all accompany you and swoop down beside you. You see Karas land just outside of this big barn with a small paddock round the back, and as he does, a half-orc gentleman comes running out and sees the blood seeping from Karas's wounds as he shouts, "Oh, Karas! What seemed to happen? Were you attacked in the sky? Good job that the Larunian Knights are here to help you. Friend, come with me. We'll see to your wounds. We will. Please, just give me a moment to make sure that Karas is sat down and properly cared for." And he leads Karas in and sits him down. You see him through the window sitting down in an armchair, get him some water and a few buckets of fresh water, as well as some bandaging. And you see a half-orc woman come out, and as she does, she starts to redress the wound for Karas and seems to be cleaning it up as the half-orc gentleman comes out and greets you all, and he says, What was it? Was it a big bird? Or a dragon, perhaps? Did the serpent attack you from the ocean?
No, it was most definitely a bird.
A bird of some sort in these areas. Oh, that is troubling. At least you had the Larunian Knights here to aid you.
They didn't do much.
Oh. You must be competent warriors. Karas's life clearly was saved by all of you. I give you my thanks.
We were all traveling here together, in all honesty. He was our guide. I guess these knights was pestering a big bird, and it came in our path, and we had to deal with it, I guess.
Well, thank you for saving Karas, a good friend of ours, part of the Griffin's Post. But, look, let me not hold you any longer, friends. I will take the Griffins in and make sure that they're all safe. Do you wish to say goodbyes for now?
What time is it?
At this point, it is around about... It was 10 a.m. when you left, and it has
12
been
hours.
12 hours.
Be like 10 p.m.
It's about 10 p.m. It's late at night, and the moon is out in full breath, full moon, and it is glazing down upon you all, and you can see relatively well in this moonlight.
Can you tell us where the nearest tavern would be? Somewhere we can get rest.
Well,
And
Ithaldor is only just a few minutes away, friend.
Cool.
If you accompany the Larunian Knights here, maybe they can take you to it.
Sure. Yeah, would love that. Is Karas gonna be okay? You gonna get him help?
Crass will be fine. My wife used to be a medic. She will be able to help him. She'll nurse him back to good health. Are you to return? Are you taking the griffins back to where you came?
Maybe. I'm not sure on that yet. We have stuff to do in
Maybe
the
a
city
few
first.
days.
Yeah.
Well, very well, friends. What I will do is I will tell Karas of where you have headed, and if he wishes to come seek you out, he can do.
Thank you. Appreciate it, friend.
Tell him thanks for guiding us and that he may get better soon.
I will let him know, friend. Well, thank you. Thank you for saving his life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take
And,
care of
Um,
this one because Moonbill is looking like a little proper
Oh,
rough.
the little love. Come
Yes.
here, Moonbill. And Moonbill like limps over a little bit, and you get the sense Moonbill's putting it on a little bit so that she gets a little bit more attention. And he like crouches down, and he like ruffles her neck. Look at these nasty scratches. Oh, the Moonbill. Let us get you cleaned up, friend.
I give him a few last like pats on the head.
Yep. And you all begin to
Yep.
pat
I
down and say goodbyes. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to tell us that we're leaving. So I was like, I can't leave yet.
Yep. What do you want to do?
I would also like to say bye to Stormcrest because I'm not sure if we're going to see him again. So I would walk over. And out of my pocket, I will pull out a trophy of an animal I killed. It's like a skull.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tie some rope around it and I will offer it to go over his head.
Okay, yeah, and as you do, he leans his head into it to allow it to be placed around the neck, and he puffs up its chest to make it more visible. And then, as he does, and you were bending down to do it, one of his paws come up, and he places it like on the back of you as you're like bending down to do it, and he like pats onto your shoulder, and then slides it down to the side and like nods towards you.
Yeah. And I'll nod at him and I'll say, don't change. And walk away.
Yeah, and Stormcrest kind of looks around, and you see the others like look towards him, minus Demon Tail, and then he begins to walk into the paddock, and the others slowly follow. Whereas Falcor turns back and like nudges into Erhard a little bit, and then runs off as Itzy nudges into Galoin, and the pair of them run off. Solar
Well,
Tail. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also wanted to, say bye, and was great fun, Falco. And we'll see you again, and I will cast some Prestigation and just do some harmless sensory effect and just be like, yeah, remember
Yeah, and
me.
he like tries to like snap at it like he's playing with like the sparks and that, and then he runs off with Itzy, and Solar Tail brushes up past you, Arcturus, and like looks at you and then rubs its head into your shoulder as you like fuss Solar Tail as well, and then it walks off. And yeah,
I'll run up towards Demon Tail actually, as
Okay.
it was probably heading. It's not looking towards anybody, right? And I'll just run up to him, and I'll try to give him a pet because I know I saw he was fighting very valiantly, even though he got someone hurt. And I'll just kind of run up to him, try to place a hand on him, just kind of say, I know he doesn't understand me, but just be like, hey man, I get it, you're a feisty one. We're a lot alike, but next time, don't get someone else hurt, please. And I'll just kind of try to.
roll me an animal handling check. Flat roll, please.
Come on, buddy.
Can I
And-
give him some bend of luck? For
Sure.
a 1d4.
1d4.
You want me to roll it? You're gonna roll it.
2.
So it's a 10.
Yeah.
As you try to place your hand on Demon Tail, and as you're saying this, walking towards him, he just walks off and walks into the paddock.
Oh, figured. Okay. And I'll just head outside, wait for everybody else.
Yeah, and as you all say your goodbyes to the Griffins and they go into their paddock, you see that 5 of the Larunian knights remain in the air, but 1 has landed. And as the knight climbs off the side, he walks to all of you, and you see this is a different knight from the one that approached you earlier. And as you're all there, he says, "Right then, You wish to go to Ithaldor, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you follow this path just for 5 or so minutes, you can see the gates just behind the trees over there. Just pop in there, state your business with the guardsman out front, and they'll let you in. I'm terribly sorry about the incident with the rock. We were chasing it for quite some time, a few hours to try and make it leave our lands. But thank you for dealing with it. It was a terrible threat upon the people of the north.
If you have any more trouble, just mention the Iron Vortex if you want to find us. Maybe we can help.
Well, I'm sure the good folks of Ithaldor could really use the aid of brave people like yourselves. The sea serpent itself is running havoc upon the ships of the bay. If you're willing, I'm sure they'll take you.
No
Good luck.
promises. We have work to do.
Of course, of course. I wouldn't hold anyone to tackling a beast such as that. Many good men have died, and women have died to that creature. Well, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your stay in Ithaldor, and I hope the rest of your travels, whatever they may be, will be less eventful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks once again, friends.
Likely.
And he turns around, mounts back up, and you can see that the rock that he is riding is a smaller variation of it. It looks more like a different breed of rock. And yeah, he climbs on, but it's very similar, apart from it's more browns and reds as opposed to the blues and purples. And it is like a smaller creature, but it has a wingspan of probably about 10 or so feet. It's still quite big. And yeah, he mounts onto the back, and then it lifts up, and he flies with them, and you see them flying north away from Ithaldor. And yeah, you guys are left in the roadway. There is a dirt track with trees and grass around. It's quite sparse here of buildings and such. But about 5 or so minutes away, you can see the big white gates and the walls of Ithaldor before you. The city, the great city of Craddock. Do you guys start heading that way?
Let's find somewhere to rest.
Let's go get to the city.
Yeah, and you guys begin walking down the road. Yeah, it takes you 5 to 7 minutes of just walking. It's a very peaceful evening. The moon, like I said, is out pretty bright this evening, which allows you to see more than you probably normally would at nighttime. And as you're walking up the roadway, you are approached by 2 guards that come from the large 20-foot tall gate and 10-foot wide gate. And as you are, one of the guards approaches you and says, "Greetings. What brings you to Ithaldor this evening? Is it business or pleasure?"
Business. We're the Iron Vortex. We come all the way from Arkenvale, and we have business with. We're all wardens of Arkenvale.
The Wardens of Arkenvale?
Yes, wardens. We've come to talk to council members of Ithaldor, or whatever you guys would call it here. We've come to meet with them and talk to them on behalf of Arkenvale and the city and the council.
You have come on behalf of Arkenvale, the
Yes.
capital city of Arantis.
Yes.
My word. Well, is it an urgent request, or can it wait till the morning?
I'm sure it can wait till the morning. We've just got done with something in the skies earlier, and we would like to go to a tavern, maybe take a night, rest up, and we can maybe talk in the morning if that's something we can do.
It is, in fact, rather urgent, but we do need to rest. But inform the right people that we need to, see whatever council and representatives you have.
I'm getting slightly mixed messages.
It is
Is
urgent.
it urgent that you wish to speak to them now, or
No,
will it wait till the
No.
morning?
Absolutely not.
Tomorrow morning.
Very
please.
well, very well. Yes, by all means, you are all welcome to come in. We just need to make a checklist of what weaponry you are bringing into the city.
Oh, okay. I'll guess I'll be the first one to start the process. I start
Yes,
taking
can
out.
I have your name, please, Warden?
The name's Andros.
And he writes it down.
I start taking out I have a ton of knives. I start pulling them out. I start pulling out
my.
my sword, pulling out my bows, and I just lay it all there. And then I'm like, I can't take off the trunk
Yeah.
and the tusks.
No,
by
no,
the
no.
way.
He doesn't ask. Yeah, he takes.
Well, I make
he
it as a
takes
joke. Like I say, it's a joke.
Yeah. You hear like a slight chuckle, but then it's like he coughs, like trying to cover it, and then like he like goes back to very seriously listing down the items that you have in case there might be like a murder in the city, and it's a weapon that maybe, you know, a random foreigner has walked into the city gates with.
Right.
It might like tie
Yeah.
things up, but he makes an inventory list of all of the things that you have, and then allows you entry. Who would like to go next? Basically, you don't need to
Well-
tell me everything you have, but is anyone trying to conceal anything?
No.
I'm not.
He lets us bring them, right? It's not like he's confiscating them.
You are allowed to take them. He is just taking an inventory of them in case
Yeah.
there is a crime with a weapon that is
Yeah.
attached to that sort of thing. Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
I'm not hiding anything, but I'm showing my quarter stuff.
Okay, sure,
That's
not a
it.
problem. Yep,
Yeah, it's like
uh,
I mean, I'll show him. It's not like I need them anyway.
yep,
I show him my crossbow, but
Yep.
just walk in leaning on my staff as well.
okay, not a problem.
I'm not trying to hide anything, but as I'm standing there, I will also summon Socks back.
Okay, so you summon Socks, just summon him
ring?
onto the floor? Yeah. As
Oh,
you do
yeah,
this,
on my hand.
yeah, as you summon Socks, he appears with a pile of leaves around him because it's everything that he was munching on at the same time. And as he appears, oh my, magical practitioner, are we?
He's just a friend.
No, I mean yourself.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, you look at my weapons; they're not anything special.
Very well. Any of you magical practitioners?
You can say that.
I'm the only non really.
Oh, Andros, darling, what are you saying? I mean, I knew a few parlor tricks back in Chartusa, but magic?
Tartusa? Is that
Yeah.
not from Quirin?
Yes, well, my complexion would have given it away sooner or later anyway. But yes, I am from
right.
Chartusa originally, but I have lived in Arkenville quite a long time.
You see his notebook come up a little bit, and he doesn't break eye contact with you guys, but he just starts writing a few more notes at the bottom of this list.
Just to entertain
Look.
myself.
We're wardens from Arkenville. Magic
I-
or stuff like that
look.
not weird over there.
No, I completely appreciate everything that you are saying. We have to notify the governing bodies of any magical practitioners that enter the city, as look, there is nothing wrong with you knowing magic here in Craddock. However, magic is frowned upon. It is not legal to use it in the street. We ask that you keep your magic to yourself and use it once you have left any city or town while you are here.
Fair.
Good that
dig
we
it.
found out now.
I dig it.
I believe we've been told already.
Have
Yeah.
we?
Don't worry. Our companions, this group, we will not use our magic in the streets. We will not be caught using it. We will keep it all to ourselves. We'll be just fine.
There is no
Yeah.
discrimination against
Listen,
magic users.
Yeah,
It is
don't
just
worry.
that here in Craddock, there have been many issues in the past with such magics, and the people of Craddock are a little skeptical, as well as myself.
Understandable. Coming from Fortis, magic has been. Yeah, trust me, I get where you're coming from. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I promise. I'll make sure my fellow magic.
He writes
users
at the bottom something
don't-
else.
Great. Yep.
Well, as you should know,
thank you.
we are on a diplomatic mission, so we do not mean any harm or whatsoever.
It is totally understandable. It is just if there is a magical outbreak in the city while you are here, we just need to make sure that we are aware that you could possibly be suspects.
or helpful. Let's move on.
Very well. No, by all means, please go in. There is the Pig's Head is just a few blocks in. It is a relatively mundane tavern, if you wish to use that one. If not, by all means, search around.
Any more,
Okay.
you know, fancy establishments?
There are quite a few at the docks. Many of the sailors and shipwrights do dock there and use the taverns there. But primarily, there are just a couple of taverns within the city. But there is a if you are diplomats and wish to speak to the governing bodies, then they can house you within the halls of the crown if need be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just so you are aware, the governing bodies of this city is run by the monarchy, King Julius Appleton.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
By all means,
We'll go get
enjoy-
rest and then
Enjoy your Faldor.
yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, you walk on in, and it is a vast city with hundreds, if not thousands, of buildings. There are all walks of life walking around. Even at this time of night, it seems like a quite hustle and bustle city. Many of the shops are closed, but there seem to be a couple of bars that don't appear to have lodgings. But as you walk up down one of the main roads, you do see on the right-hand side a tavern by the name of the Pig's Head. And outside of it, as you can imagine, is a sculpture of a pig's head.
We staying here?
Would we rather
that's fine.
get a different establishment or?
No, listen. Are we wanting to walk around and sightsee, or are we just trying to sleep?
It's midnight. I want to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll
so let's
probably
just go
get
get
some
some
For
runs here,
today.
and let's get a nap in, and let's go deal with this craziness tomorrow.
And as you walk on in, at this time of night, it's not too busy. There's a few patrons in here. Relatively commonly dressed people sat around. There's a couple of Genassis in the corner, an Earth Genassi and a Water Genassi sat down, as well as a Tabaxi couple that seem to be having a conversation, and then an Arakokran sat in the corner just drinking alone. And as you walk on in, you see behind the bar a rather large-looking bugbear gentleman, very hairy all across his arms, very long arms. You notice his arms are the longest part of his body. And as he sat behind the counter, he stands up, he goes, "Welcome on into the Pig's Head. Do you need to find yourselves rooms or lodgings?"
Yes, we do.
Go in
We're
town,
looking
you
for
looks
some-
like it.
Yeah.
You're looking for some, yeah? Well, up here, we find ourselves at a going rate of about 1 gold an evening. The room sleeps 2. Per room, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if you're happy to
That's
pay
fine.
that, I can get you, you want 4 rooms?
4?
3 rooms, sorry there. I didn't see how many were with you. Just some folks passing by. But yeah, 3 rooms. That'll be 3
Okay.
gold.
I will give him 3 gold.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, here is key number 9. Who wants 9?
I'll take it and
There
I'll
you
look at
go.
Shion.
Number 24. Which one of yous want 24?
24 sounds good.
There you go. And, key number 11. 11?
That's fine. I'll take
There
it.
you go. Well, having a good stay. Your rooms come with a free breakfast in the morning, but just so you know, if you don't arrive by 10:12, you will be late.
Okay, noted.
12 minutes past 10, the chef goes out. He needs some fresh air, and then by 12:30, that's it. He's done for the breakfast.
I'm sure it'll be up before then.
Girl, that better be good. Well, anyway, have a wonderful evening, and have a good stay at the Pig's Head.
Thank you.
And he like sits back down, grabs his cup of water, and carries on drinking it, and just sits there, just watching people watching as you see this tabaxi couple sharing a drink or two, and as you walk past them, you hear one of them just like whisper to the other, be like, "So are we to get a room this evening? Just me and you?" And she like blushes a little bit and like leans back into a chair, and the two are conversing. The Aarakocran is just drinking what looks to be like quite a large tankard of ale or something, and he's sloshing it about a bit. Looks quite drunk. And then yeah, the Genasi people in the corner just seem to be talking with one another, and then one of them slides like 10 gold across the table to the other one, and then the other one very quickly scoots it into a pouch as all of you walk through the tavern. So do you guys go to your room?
Yeah, I go to my room.
Maeve, one question.
Yes.
I would acquire the orb for the night, please.
Oh yeah, sure. There you go.
You take the orb, not a problem. Yeah, and who's sharing with who? Is it Arcturus and Erhard, or is it Arcturus and Galoin, or Arcturus and Ondros?
No, I don't know if like Erhard or Andros wants me.
Well, I would invite Arcturus, especially
I'll-
since he's keeping the orb. It's always
I'll grab
interesting.
Galoin since he's smaller, and that way we can, have a little bit more room, I guess. So I'll just kind of tap Galoin, but hey, man, let's go. Let the two
it's fine.
sorcerers stay together, I guess.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, he like follows you into your room, and yeah, the three of you, the six of you have your own individual rooms. Is there anything anyone wants to do this evening while in your rooms with your paired person? Have a conversation? Do anything?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Go for it.
So, what happened last night with Ondros and the fighting and
We went into this tavern, and there was a fighting pit in it that you saw it this
I
morning.
saw it, yes.
And well, I went over to get a drink at the bar, and straight away stumbled into the guy who's known as the Anchor, who was the title holder of the ring. Big Minotaur. I've never seen one that large. And he was just drinking and grumpy and huffing and puffing. And we're talking at our table and we're drinking, and another Loxodon approaches us and starts talking to Ondros, starts egging him on. Anyway, nothing really happens, but the two have a bit of a talk about the past, you know what Ondros is like. And then I think Coilash must have overheard Ondros speaking about him being from Fortis or something like that. And she approached us. Coilash, being the previous title holder of the ring, she let the Anchor take the title. And, well, it was a bit of a random idea, but I just told her that, we might be dealing with the serpent, and if that's the case, it would be a really good idea to have her assist us, because she mentioned that we would, if we were going to, need a captain. We don't know how to sail. And then she said, the perfect captain would be the Anchor. He would want revenge on the serpent, so we went and spoke to him, and he accepted on the condition that we could show our strength, and that's how Andros ended up going into the ring.
Naturally.
Yes. So that's where we are. They're both meeting us tomorrow. You know the story after this point because you were there this morning.
Yes.
They are. If Andros didn't get the help he did, he would have had his booty smacked. They are strong fighters. If she's stronger than he is, which is what we're told, they're above our level. They'd be the best people to ask on this mission, which is why I was pushing to get them to come with us. I'm not sure if we're going to find people like that here.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I guess I now know what the deal is. It's yeah. I'm just very hesitant about fighting a sea serpent, particularly when we have so many other things to do. And besides, I think we already fought a rock for them. Maybe we can get some favor from the lurid knights or whatever their names were.
I do think in case that for some reason we can't help out with the serpent, we should try and convince the council to at least let the anchor take a ship and go.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares if we're going with him, but he wants to go again. His ship was sunk. It's why he was over in the other tavern.
Yeah. I guess that might be even an even better plan.
I don't know. It's a backup idea. It's maybe save us some trouble if we can't go. But
Absolutely.
also, thank you for today.
For what? Saving you? Of course. Well,
Yeah.
not saving you. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure those flying monstrosities that you summoned, they were really good, but damn, they were ugly.
They are so creepy. I had never seen one that close. But they're helpful. I was thinking, I was wondering when I was ever going to use them, and then today happened. I was like, this is amazing. This is what I
Yeah.
needed. And
Yeah.
your thing, are you channeling a headache to someone? Like, why is your forehead glowing?
Yeah, it's like, I was actually I've been it just came randomly to me. I don't know. I sat in my room yesterday. I mean, while you were off, and there is something else I'd like to try. And I just pull my chakrams out, or at least one of them. Do you have like a stick or something, or maybe something sharp?
Sure, like a knife sharp or
Something like that.
yes.
You know how to spell your name now, right?
Yes.
Go. Carve it in.
Okay. I'll use my scimitar to carve it in.
Yeah, and you carve your name on the edge of the blade, and yeah, you spell it correctly. And yeah, what do you do now?
Now, hold on a second. And I leave the room, and I leave the tavern, and I go to, like, I quickly walk to some kind of area. I don't know, like a back alley. I'll make sure I'm not seen. And then I sort of I mean, I left the other, like I don't know, and I just whisper, "Can you hear me now?"
And
My whole
as Maeve is holding the other chakram that you've left her with, the one with the name scrawled into it, and you take the other one, you see the name that you've just carved burn as this blue fire traces over your name, and as it completely covers your name, you go to touch it and there's no indentation anymore, but the name remains. It's as if it's been completely, like, locked into the blade. And then Shion, as you, a few moments later, as you're sat there just staring at this, like, what the fuck has she done? Like, carved my name? You just hear in your head, Shion say, can you hear me now?
yes. And I look around, but I don't see her.
No.
And okay, and I walk back inside, back up.
Okay, and
This
you
works. This works. Any distance, like the sending scrolls. I've been practicing a bit last night.
Wait. Does the person need to carve their name in?
Yes, but as you can see,
Oh.
there is only limited space on this, so I wanted to keep it for someone special.
Oh.
I mean, I suppose, like wherever I am, as long as we're on the same plane, we can contact each other.
Can I also just do that to you?
Well, I don't know how that works exactly, but I can send you any message and you can answer me and I can hear it just fine.
Wait, I'm gonna go to the toilet. And try.
Maeve, you sit there for a few minutes, and what are you saying? Like, what are you thinking real hard on?
I'm thinking, if this is really working, you should put your dad's name on it. You save a lot of money.
You think it. You wait for a response. A minute passes. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Nothing.
Okay, I come out the toilet.
And as you walk out, there's a woman there. "Ah, it's taken so long. I need this.
What was that any of your business?
Well, it's a shared toilet for this whole floor. If you wouldn't... Look, excuse me, I've been waiting.
Okay.
Thank
Make sure
you.
you wipe.
God, the youth of these days. And she closes the door behind her as she goes in.
Okay. I'll go back into the room.
I guess it's a one-way street, huh?
Yeah, you never heard anything?
Nope. What did you say?
I said, if you can hear me, you should put your dad's name on it so you can save a lot of money.
That was the idea. It's why I initially started fiddling around with this anyway. But it may be, you know, at least within our group to have some sort of connection.
It's a step in the right direction, at
So
least for...
yes, even if we are like split up for whatever reason, and then in even if we go on like a mission and 3 of us go one way and 3 of us go the other, then at least we'd have some means of contact.
Yeah. And I can reply when you
You can-
contact me.
You can reply, yes, I can hear it then.
That's great. Yeah, that's amazing.
It works like the sending scroll that you used earlier.
Can I reply if I'm like a bear? Because I can't talk, but maybe then I can.
Well, let's try it outside of this city. I don't think changing into a bear in a place where magic is frowned upon is a very smart idea.
No,
But-
I already pissed someone off just now. I'm not about to do it again.
But I'm very much willing to try. We need to experiment with this.
And while this conversation's going on, you two are sat like on single beds, and there's like a bedside cabinet between the two of you. Shion, you notice that Socks has placed an acorn on your side of the bedside cabinet, and he's walked back over to Maeve's side and is like sat down by some leaves.
He's such a sweetheart.
He can't get hurt. I can't imagine traveling without him.
He's a very lucky little shroom. I have to say that. I mean, it's surprising that given all the perils we've put ourselves in, that the guy is still alive.
Yes, but oh my god, I can't imagine if we didn't have the ring and if I was falling today, he would have fell with me.
Yeah. Well,
Is-
I just wonder what happens when he'll get bigger.
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I am afraid that maybe one day we'll have to go back because it might be impractical.
At least we can contact each other. Let's get some sleep, maybe.
Yes, let's get some.
And
sleep.
as the pair of you bed down for the evening, does anyone else want to have a conversation with their bunk buddy?
I would say like Andros is just sitting in the room. He's like cleaning off his blade after the fight, and he's just cursing and locks it into himself. Like he's just sitting there cursing quite a bit. He seems pretty annoyed and maybe a little mad at the moment. He's just cleaning his blade, cursing under his breath. And he doesn't look good.
You look up for a second, and you can see Galoin has propped the pillows up into the corner of his bed, and he's leaning against them with his legs like with one foot crossed over the other foot, and he's like reading a book. And he looks up at you, and he sees you looking at him, and you like continue cursing, and he like looks down, and then you feel something hit you in the head, and you look up, and the book is no longer in Galoin's hands, and it's on the floor next to you.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What? Do you want to talk, or are you just going to sit there saying gibberish?
She frustrates me. Don't you understand how much she frustrates me, Galoin?
Who?
Oh, you already know the diva, man. This morning, right? This morning, all she had to do was just play along. Like, oh, I get it. We're thinking long term. We're thinking the long goal here. If we have to go fight a serpent, now we have people to help us. But no, Shion has a single track mind, and all she thinks about is what's good for Shion. Never about what's good for you, what's good for me. It's annoying and frustrating. Oh
Yeah,
my
but-
lord.
Yeah, but she doesn't. You don't see her save, like, Maeve falling out of the sky?
I had a talon wrapped around me. What was I gonna see in the fight?
Yeah, but look, straight away, rather than being like, oh, did she? You just went, I had a towel around me. What am I going to see in a fight?
It's
So,
annoying.
aren't you doing the exact same thing that she's
Maybe,
doing that you're
maybe.
moaning about? Maybe you two are so alike that actually you're too similar of people that you clash.
Well, you know, I don't know, like,
Also,
I don't know.
before you
Yeah.
carry on, will you pass me my book, please?
Yes, I'll pass you your book, and I'll pick
Thank
up
you.
the book with my trunk, and I'll kind
Yeah.
of toss it back to him.
Yeah, and he catches it.
Listen, I just want to understand, why can't she just, I don't know, like, be like the rest of us? You know, it's not that hard to have a She legit tried to kill me. I don't know if you saw that.
Stop shouting! Just
My
talk
bad.
to me!
She legit
I'll throw this book at you if
tried
you carry
to
on.
hurt me in the middle of a discussion, a group discussion. Yes, was I being a little Andros way? Yes, I was, and I get it. Andros is a bit of a loud. I try to make my point there. I get that, and I get it, and I understand that. But she has no right to point anything at any of her group members, her party members, and think that it's okay to just hurt them.
I agree.
We're not her slaves, are we? Am I just
No.
a slave to her?
No. What? Right, okay. Firstly, yeah, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Are you sure? Because it's the worst thing you're at. Right, okay.
I achieved my
You-
sword and just get at
You,
him.
listen. You need to start listening to people more and stop shouting your mouth off because you get people irate. You might be right, but you shouting at them isn't going to make them think you're right. They're just going to make them think that you're against whatever they're saying. Stop shouting. Talk to people. Yes, I agree. Shion shouldn't have attacked anyone. Luckily, Arcturus managed to stop it. But you were shouting at her, she was shouting at you, and neither of you was having a conversation. Were you?
No,
You
we
could
were
have been
not.
shouting at a brick wall, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
But you're both the
True.
same as each other. You're both stubborn.
yeah.
Just
You know,
talk to her.
I thought that after the ball that we were at, you know, because you know
Yeah.
she actually really, you know, she was very useful in that situation. I don't think we would have even done as well if Shion hadn't been there, right? I mean, she you know, she understood what to do. I mean, she knew how to place us in this situation. I mean, she was so useful, and like I saw that, and I thought, you know, maybe she's starting to open up a little bit. You know, we got along for quite a bit. You know, we had the same ideas in many situations, but now all of a sudden, it's like we get done with one thing, and then we get back from that one thing we completed, and now that we got this orb, it's like a whole new. It's like we're back to step one again. Like we just haven't gone through all of these things, and nothing
Yeah,
has
but-
changed.
Do you think maybe it might not be because she doesn't want to do them? It's more that she's scared to do them.
But Shion scared? Listen, I
Yes.
know Shion very well. And one thing
I'm not
I
being
will say
funny.
about
Right, Andros, before you start telling me what you think Shion is and does,
right.
look, you told her this morning that you've pretty much signed her up to fight a sea serpent. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to try and help as many people as possible. But if I come on that boat, I'm as good as dead. If that boat sinks, or if that boat, I don't know, if the sea serpent drags it beneath the water, I will die. You understand that, right? You can train me to wield a sword, but if I get on that boat, I die. I
Right.
can't help people. but I can help you. I can look after Socks. I can make sure everything's okay outside of a fight. And I think it's probably... Are you aware of what you've said that you're gonna do?
Oh, I never said we're gonna do anything. I
No, but
never
this
asked
morning-
people to help us fight the serpent,
This
did I?
morning, you told her that you have managed to acquire 2 people to help fight the sea serpent. That's what was told to her this morning. Nothing that you would potentially think it over and discuss it as a group. You told her this morning that you have acquired 2 people to help fight a sea serpent. This sea serpent has sunk multiple ships that we know of over the last month. Do you know how scary that is?
Listen, I got help because the whole thing we're coming here is that we're trying to get a whole city to back, or this whole area to back up Arkenvale or whatever,
I agree.
to go up against Drakes. I don't think we were gonna walk in here and they just be like, oh yeah, we'll help immediately, yeah? No, my mindset going here was, oh, if we get even 2 people to help us even get anywhere near this serpent, especially someone who knows more about the serpent, we would have, like, I didn't go into the pit thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this because we're gonna fight a fucking serpent.
No.
I got in the pit because of
Eagle. Andros.
Eagle.
Andros. Sorry, it's an old friend of mine that was a
Yeah.
lot than years ago.
Oh, great.
Andros. Look, okay. I just think you just need to be careful with your words, right? You just need to think about what you're saying. You need to come up with a proper plan, like you did in Sardonis when you tackled Kingsley Taff. You've got to come up with a proper plan. It can't be any half-assed attempt. It can't be, we're going to get on a boat and sail out into the middle of a bay and hope that the serpent rises from the water and we fight it. Because you're as good as dead. You won't be coming back to me and Socks. Are you aware? This serpent, it sinks ships. You've got to have backup plans for your backup plans.
This whole thing is a half-ass plan. The whole mission of getting all these different places to help us against Drakes, getting the orb back to Quirin, it's all just been a half-ass plan. I feel like that's been our whole thing. We've done nothing but half-ass plans. When have one, okay, maybe 2 of them we've actually sat down and actually made a good plan for. The rest of it's just been, oh, okay, now we're in this situation. How do we deal with it? That's been our whole thing. I get it. Yeah, is it smart to do? No, and I don't like it at all. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to prepare for the worst case scenario. That's my whole goal. That's my whole job. Maeve asked to go talk to this guy, recruit him to do this shit. I don't know if you remember originally. I sat there quiet the whole time. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I wanted to drink, go home, and sleep. But then the one girl approached. I think Erhard's one who asked her about what she knew of the serpent, and then she said, "Hey, go talk to Anchor." And then we went to go talk to Anchor, and I had to go fight him.
Andros, you just told me I was there. Why are you telling me again?
Yeah, I know. Listen, at the end of the day, I didn't want to do any of this. I didn't want to even get in the
Andros,
pit.
you're telling me the same thing again.
Yes, because that's the point, Gloin. I didn't want to do any of this. I didn't want to go on this stupid quest to begin with. I didn't want to come here and deal with some serpent or even come here to talk to these people.
So
None
why
of that
are
has
you
been-
here?
Why am I here? It's because these people are here.
They're not
listen,
tied to you. There's nothing to tie to you
I-
other than
no,
the
at
fact
this
that
point,
you've
yes,
ventured together.
I feel tied to these people at this point. I feel like at this point I am with them. If anything, because I was always grown up with the belief of we already been on this spiel. I'm not gonna explain it again. But the idea is that I feel like these people, after everything I've been through with them at this point, that I have a connection with them that I don't with anyone else on these parts.
Right, okay. So you have a connection to these people and you want to follow them and help them to the best of your ability, right?
Exactly.
Well, then shut up and get on with it. Stop bloody moaning about it all the time, telling everyone that you don't want to be here, you don't want to do that. You've just told me you want to be here to help them do what they need to do. So if anything, you're telling me you want to do something and you don't want to do anything. Right, that's it. I'm done with this conversation. I'm going for a walk. And he slams
go
his
for a
book on the
fucking walk.
side, and he walks up to the door, and he walks out, he looks at you, and he's like, his face screws up a little bit, and he slams the door shut, and he walks out. And yeah, you're left on your own for a minute.
Yeah. Andros just kind of lays back on his bed. He will take like his weapons off and everything. He'll set it onto the things next to him, the small little table or whatnot. And he'll just kind of lay down, and he's gonna sleep. He's been exhausted all day. He's not gonna think too much about it. He's gonna sleep.
Yeah, no worries. Arcturus, Ahad? Anything going on in your end, or are you just relaxing?
Arcturus,
Hmm.
you all had some interesting new tricks today.
Yeah, some minor miscalculations. Speaking of which, I put out like a lot of soaked books, and I just plump them on the table. Do you have anything to solve this? Like I can use them again?
I just cast some prestigation, and make those.
You like dry the
resonate.
books with air, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful,
Um,
wonderful.
Yeah.
You're asking.
Why I'm saying that? I feel like, whenever I tap into my magic, let's say heavily, there's repercussions. There might be some coming up at some point in the future. It's kind of why I was a bit reluctant in the fight today.
Only today.
Just thought to put that out there. Like yesterday, in the pits, Ondros was in a bit of a pinch, so I leaned heavily into trusting my magic, and yeah. Usually means there's a backlash at some point.
So what you're meaning to say is the fact that you are still like always hiding behind something is because you can't rely on your magic being stable, and you don't want to hurt us or yourself, and that's why you're hiding.
Well, I'm hiding because I can't take hits, but I just don't want to, I don't want to have any unpredictable, moments. Like, the first time we both got more or less together and I just disappeared for a couple seconds.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Or the other time I just lost all my hair. I mean, those were kind of harmless, but there might be worse things if I use my magic too much.
Yes, one. What was it again?
It might get people hurt, and I don't want that.
I read about something. It was a quote that like all magic is dangerous. All magic. It's the way we use it that either with confidence, which can be controlled, or be very dangerous and be able to kill someone. And it's up to you to control that magic.
Yeah, that's why, I do my best to control it, but sometimes, it just lashes out, let's say, without my control. I guess that's just, unfortunately, how my magic works. I'm still trying to get the best hang of it as I can, but yeah, sometimes it just loses my grasp.
When would it lose your grasp? Like, when do you lose control over it? Like, is it at random, or?
Kinda. I mean, it hasn't happened too often recently, but yeah, sometimes I feel like when I tap into it a lot, like when I really, how to say, when I let it take over to a degree, when I really need to depend on it, when it's like a situation where I feel like this is, clutch, um, it counts, and then I just really invest my energies, and yeah, it just feels like sometimes then it overwhelms me almost.
So basically what you say is when you feel you're in a clutch situation and you have to step up even more, you lose control. So the solution is
Well, it builds
not
up.
to
It
overdo
builds
it.
up. Potentially, yeah.
Magic is like a time bomb. If you use too much of it, it has to go somewhere. And
And that's I guess what I'm trying
Magic
to
101.
say. Like I feel it's a bit of a ticking bomb at the moment.
Be honest with me. Have you
Yes.
ever had any education in magic?
Yes.
Like actually proper education, not like trying something, but actually trained and studied the magic.
Well, defined study, but
Books are hard. Books, time and study.
no, not books. More practical experimentation under guidance of my mentor. As far as I can recall, at least.
Did you have outbursts while with your mentor?
Sometimes, but not as violently, I would say.
Well, it's gotten worse. Well, I'm not an expert on wild magic. Like I
Well,
was,
me neither.
I was very skilled, and I did a lot of self-teaching. But I was also trained by proper magic practitioners. So what I could recommend is ask Eliash or someone as the Tri-Spire to actually guide you in the magic. Try to
Well-
find focus points and try to not kill us.
Well, there's well, I am trying to not kill anyone, but I mean, there is this council member. I don't know if you remember him, the gnome, Mr. Breck, I believe.
I do recall, yes.
He was in charge of the magic and arcane departments or something. He mentioned that he has wild magic and he was interested in me keeping a journal, so I've tried writing that down, my latest experiences. So I hope he can help me if we ever get back.
If
Or
we
maybe
ever get
it
back,
can
that
help
is.
me to keep that journal. Maybe at some point can encounter someone who has also such experiences and figure out a better way to handle it.
I
don't
do
know.
recall you guys saying, as I believe with me, there's a lot of magic practitioners in the LNS part of the world.
Yeah, the Neston Forest, they very magical to the degree that the veil is very thin to other planes of magic, like the Feywild.
Fascinating. We might find a solution there. I can't
that's
imagine
why-
a whole forest exploding on wild magic users. Imagine, there would be nothing left of the forest.
Well, I honestly don't really know where the wild magic came from. It's I mean, you know the ritual book I keep? Like, and I guess I take it out and just open it up. I mean, that belonged to my parents. So I believe they were trained wizards or something, but for me it seems different.
Yes, and now I kind of start to understand where it comes from, because your parents were fractions. They actually studied it with the book, and you just got the book and you, no offense, you just do stuff with it.
Well,
and then bad
I
stuff
hope
could
it would
happen.
give me more, you know, it gives me more control. Like the rituals, they don't seem to be affected by the wild magic.
It's only the spells.
Only, yeah, when I use my actual, you know, arcane energies. When I become a vessel to the magic.
The best advice I can give you as a magic user is don't overdo it. Don't push it that far. Just hold back a little bit. Do a little bit less damage.
Well, I try, but sometimes, you know, like today, sometimes you guys just disappeared and I just had to do something.
We lived. It was quite an experience. I have to say, I have to apologize to Andros later in the morning. I haven't spoken to him yet, but it wasn't the best output of it. I have to adjust some parameters, maybe have some insight, just something. Yeah.
That seemed pretty cool. Don't know what you did, but you're just gone, and then you guys won the water.
Oh well, magic. It's the weird stuff.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You'll be fine, Erhard. Just keep confident. You'll be fine.
Well, for now we have other things to worry about, don't we?
Yes, apparently Andros signed us up to fight a sea serpent, so let's make it
Well,
worthwhile.
I hope it's gonna be for the best. I mean, we just try to be prepared. It's not like we signed a contract or something.
Well, as I recall, we did have a mutual arrangement with someone who traveling here. You guys met yesterday, the anchor, I believe.
Was a bit of a scary dude, yeah, but you know,
I don't want to
In
put
the
up
end,
Andros again, so yeah.
can always try and disappear or something. But anyway, let's see what we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we should head to the ruling class and then explain our situation and try for help.
Let's try and explain it, maybe with Andros in the back.
I have faith in him. To be calmed down some, but he's a good lad.
Yeah, he means well, but you know, some of us have better ways with words than others. And tomorrow, I mean, we're supposed to come before the king.
Some
I
people
believe.
have better ways with words. Some people have better ways with fighting. So
Indeed.
we all have our experts.
Just have to watch our words and actions tomorrow, I think.
I think it's time to go to bed, Ayaz. It's quite late. We had a fight and well, I have a dream to catch. I hope.
Sure. Just don't do anything rash with it.
And as the pair of you lay down for your evening's rest, and all of you begin to fall into your slumber, we pan to the outside of the tavern. As Galoin is walking down the street, looking around at the various buildings, and just trying to take a bit of a stroll to take his mind off the things that have happened. And as he's walking down this street, he hears a voice from behind him. Hey, you! Galoin keeps walking. Oi! Short stack. Galoin turns around to see if it's towards his direction, and as he does, he sees two gentlemen, one of which with a hood up in dark green clothing and baggier, tanned sort of coloured hide trousers. The other wearing a black, almost like a jacket, but with a hood, and what looks to be like fingerless gloves on. And the pair of them look towards Galoin, and Galoin says, "Are you talking to me?" Yeah. You were those fuckers that use magic. What? Come here. We'd like a little word with you. And the two of them begin approaching Galoin. And that is where we will end tonight's session. As poor little Galoin on his nighttime stroll is accosted by some people that maybe disagree with magic being used in Craddock. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. You'll find out next week what happens to Galoin, and hopefully find out next week what happens regarding the Sea Serpent and the monarchy of this here city. Let us go around the room and tell people where they can find us when we're not on this stream right here. So, Tim, why don't you start? Take it away.
Normally, guys, you can find me on the Team Logic NL channel, where we play variety games on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and on Saturday. Except for tomorrow, because I have a working day tomorrow. But it has been my birthday yesterday, so Sunday will be a day where it's gonna be some sort of birthday stream with games with you guys. You're gonna play Fall Guys or Among Us or even like other party games. So if you want to celebrate my birthday, you're all invited.
Woo, 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 woo! I will try and be there. I'm not doing anything, so hopefully I'll be there to play some games and have fun. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend for your birthday as well. Let's jump down to the Eagle Outlaw, who apparently is now an NPC in the campaign, because I accidentally said his name earlier. So, Eagle, take it away!
I'm a character. You can find me over the Eagle Outlaw. We do Pokemans. I do stuff on YouTube as well, from Skyrim to other Pokemon stuff, to even some other random stuff. So yeah, go those. Woo! Socials, go follow the socials.
Oh my God, I
YouTube,
forgot.
Twitter, Instagram, join Discord, at me on the Discord, say, hey, what's up? Hit me up in my DMs. I'm always down with that. Let's go. Yeah.
Awesome. And Smitty, take it away.
Yes, hello, I'm Smitty. You can find me over on Smitty Jane on Twitch. I'll be live tomorrow, 4 p.m., continuing Detroit Become Human, which I'm very, very excited for. The game is really awesome, so yeah, you can find me there.
Awesome. And to the other side of the screen, Zeb, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. You find me over on Agent Zeb on Twitch. And yeah, I'm currently trying to stream again once in a while, but I succeeded last week. Believe it or not, playing some Cat Citizen, which was an interesting little mix of Sims and D&D, RimWorld, something like that. It's quite cute, quite interesting, because we're playing cats who are adventurous and fighting rats, because rats suck. And yeah, we still gonna have the Dragoness. What was that name again? Oh god, I always forget. It's such a mind. The Dragoness Command of the Flame coming up, which is another little army fantasy builder thingy, but with roguelite elements. And we might have a special stream on Saturday, but not sure yet because, you know, it's a live stream. You never know.
That sounds meowsing. Sorry, that was an appalling joke. And above Zeb, we have Lan. Take it away.
Yeah, my name is Lan. I still need a little bit of time to sort of process that horrible pun. But no, it was perfect. Anyway, my name is Lan. I stream over at the Team Logic NL channel. On a tiny little hiatus right now because we be going on the holidays, but we'll be back soon with some more 2 Point Campus, more crazy Pokemon challenges, and more fun. So yeah.
You have got to be kidding me. Sorry. Okay. Right. Thank you. I am the Onion Soup, and if you like terrible puns, come over to my channel, The Onion Soup. We are currently doing Pokemon Shining Pearl, hardcore, normal type, monologue, God, it's such a mouthful. And yeah, we're like at the second gym, and that's happening Mondays and Tuesdays. And then every Wednesday we are doing some Wind Waker, which is super exciting and super fun. So do come and join us for that. And I said I would stream this weekend, so I may stream tomorrow during the day. I don't know what to do yet. We'll see. I might just do Wind Waker. I'm not sure because I missed out on this Wednesday stream just gone. So I may be streaming tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in the morning. But yes, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Just as an FYI for all of you good people, next week we are live. But unfortunately, Tim and Lan won't be joining us because they are on holiday, as they just said a moment ago. But the following week, which is the 30th, we will be taking off just because Tim and Lan are still away, and it would be nice to have them not miss too much while in the capital city. And it's a great chance for us to take a little break and me to get some extra prep done for potential fights and various other things that these crazy guys are going to get themselves into. So it gives me extra time for prep. So yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Right, do we have a raid? Who are we raiding?
Of course we are.
Is it a new person? Is it an old person?
It's a...
Not as in old as in age, as in old as in we've raided them before.
They are new people.
Oh, cool.
Science and sorcery. Relief, was it? Yeah. Check. Yeah. And they are doing a D&D one shot.
Oh, nice.
So make sure you copy and paste the
Copy and pasta.
correct raid message. Thank you, Tim, for that. So weird to thank Tim for stuff.
Yeah. Tim, thanks for Tim.
Yeah, Tim, thanks Tim.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys, if you're not already, please go and subscribe on the YouTube channel because we're on like 20-something people now, and it'd be really nice to get like that number a little bit higher. And don't forget, you can view the VODs if you're not caught up. Go and watch them. I see some of the videos are like 50+ views now, which is kind of cool, right? Very exciting. We have so many on there, so do go and look at them, and all the one-shots are there as well. So yeah, anything else? Yeah, yeah.
Funny,
Yes.
the toad killing and stuff.
Yeah, we've got the toad killing on there. We've got the sad goodbye for Hairbell. The name escaped my mind then for a minute. But yeah, we'll be back next week. So do stick around, and hopefully we'll see you then. But without further ado, guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We appreciate you on Twitch. We appreciate you on YouTube and wherever else that you found us. So thank you so much. We will see you next week. Goodbye, 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 goodbye,
Bye
goodbye,
bye.
goodbye.